A night in with MauLer and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop off the cork, have a glass of wine, as they'll say, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, MauLer and the critical drinker.
MauLer and me.
All right, my love.
How you doing? Good to be here.
Well,
This is good.
Wonderful
Welcome,
day
everyone.
on the internet. Oh,
It's another beautiful day. It's January in Scotland. In my case, it's cold and dark. What's not to like? I know.
I was saying on
been to
Real
see a horror
BBC,
movie.
January is the Monday of months. We're nearly through. It's not going to be that much longer. I say we're halfway, but you know.
It is. I mean, I've talked to you about this before. I still maintain that February is the worst fucking month of the year. Like, at least January, you've got the memory of like good, like the festive.
Yeah, that's the
season and all
half-life
that.
of Christmas on it, so it's okay. You know,
Yeah.
some of
By
it.
that point, the background radiation has died away, and you're just left with the cold, bleak reality of living in Britain in February. Blah.
Feel
Anyway,
sorry for us, chat. You don't know our pain.
Yeah, come on. We have to play video games and watch movies for a living. You have no idea how difficult it is being a YouTuber. Anyway, it's great to be here with everybody. Welcome, chat. We're looking forward to having a lovely show with you guys, and we'll do our best to keep you moderately entertained. Not too entertained, mind you, but just
Of
moderately.
course.
Don't want to go nuts. And I actually feel bad because we're stealing viewers away from Gary right now, who's competing with Starfleet Academy for
Well, it's
for
a much more
viewership.
riveting story than on his stream than what they're pulling off. You know,
Yeah, I mean, you know,
will it fall from the chair? You know?
If I wasn't doing open bar tonight, I would have just done a live stream that was just focused on like the critical doggos sleeping. I think that would have been more riveting than anything that Starfleet Academy has managed to put out.
Yeah,
and probably more intelligent as well. But anyway, we'll do what we can tonight to keep you guys entertained. So that being the case, how should we start? Maybe I'll give you some pointless facts
yes,
for
sir.
this year, which in this case would be 1971. So, stuff that happened in this year. Decimal Day. This is a UK thing, but, you know, I'm sure everyone went through it at some point. The UK switched over from pounds, shillings, pfennigs, and God knows whatever else we were using over to the decimal system, which actually made a lot more sense. So, that was it. 1971 was the last time where we had shillings and halfpennies and whatever else we used back then. I don't even know how they kept track of all that stuff. It just made no sense.
Indeed. Let's bring it back.
Let's bring it back. Yeah, why not? Nothing else makes sense nowadays. The DB Cooper, the famous hijacker who hijacked a plane, stole a bunch of money, and then parachuted out with all of his ransom money and was never seen again. To this very day, the case has never been solved, and no one knows the real identity of DB Cooper, which is it's really cool. That guy had it planned out. And
just for the record, never seen him and you in the same room.
That's true. Yeah.
Something to think about.
Yeah, I mean, it would make me at least 80 years old, but that's fine. You know, I age well, maybe. Or maybe I'm just an AI, who knows. Also, Walt Disney World opened in Florida. So, yeah, adding to the Disney empire. Boo. You suck.
You know, I think it was Rag sent me a thing of like, you know, that, what is it called? The thing, Galaxy,
Galaxy's Edge.
I think that's it. Yeah, where it's like they're revising. I mean, you already know the end of the story as I started.
Yes, so they are changing it because at the moment it's all just sequel stuff like Rey, Finn, Poe, all that Phasma.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are now bringing back the classic OT characters to go into Galaxy's Edge.
What are the odds?
Nobody fucking goes there otherwise.
So funny, like.
I kid you
People
not,
like Darth Vader, I guess, and Luke Skywalker. I don't know what this is about. It's crazy.
Isn't it crazy? Yeah, because they do have the Millennium Falcon there. So, you know, it wouldn't be that hard to then integrate the rest of them into it. But yeah, it's in Hollywood Studios, and Hollywood Studios is a pretty small park comparatively. So it's always packed, and it's really horribly designed where like everyone's funneled into like a choke point. So it's really difficult to get in or out anywhere. But out of that whole park, Galaxy's Edge is always quiet. I've been there like 3 times, and it was dead every single time. So yeah, maybe
Those
this will
poor
help.
fuckers.
Yeah. In the world of technology and sciencey stuff and all that, the first ever IMAX projection system began showing in Ontario, of all places. It was the Cinesphere in Toronto. That was the first ever permanent IMAX projector system. I honestly didn't think IMAX was that old, but I guess it is.
Yeah.
The first ever email was sent as well by Ray Tomlinson. And it was the first time that they used the @ symbol for email addresses, and obviously stuck with it till this very day.
Can you believe it?
1971, yeah. The first ever video game, Computer Space, was also released into arcades. Look, check this funky arcade cabinet.
Ooh.
That is wild, man. Imagine seeing that. Like, all you've seen up until that point is pinball machines, and then you see this fucking thing in the middle of the room.
I think you'll find that's what we call style.
It is style. I like it, man. I love that style. But yeah, 1971 was the first ever arcade cabinet, so that is pretty neato. In the world of movies, the biggest movie by far of the year was Fiddler on the Roof. That took in $40 million. It also gave us The French Connection, Diamonds Are Forever, and Dirty Harry, and A Clockwork Orange, actually. So yeah, pretty interesting year for movies. As far as like famous births go, we got Ewan McGregor, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, Mark Wahlberg, and David Tennant all born in that year. Also, Sofia Coppola and Sean Astin and Damian Lewis, all born in 1971.
It feels like we're squarely now in the age of the lads who are desperately trying to not look their age. Which, you know, I understand.
Yeah, 71, so that's going to make you mid-50s now, isn't it? So that's the kind of age where it's like you can probably still get away with looking youngish, especially if you're an actor with lots of money behind you and stuff. But yeah, once you get to about 60, that's where it starts to go, and you just can't fight it anymore. So yeah.
Maybe I'll give up is what you're saying.
Yeah. Erin's just posted my birthday is January 1971. Anyway, with that, welcome to the bar, Erin.
Hi, I'm super old. Nice to meet y'all.
I'll be in the car if anyone needs me. No, it's great to have you here. Thank you.
Yeah, that's great. It's great. Oh, but you missed, I guess. No, you got everybody.
I think so. I've got Az here as well. Welcome, Az, to the bar, and Greg Owen. Owen, sorry. I almost said Omen, like the horror movie.
I am the horror movie.
I've got horror movies on the brain today, unfortunately. Yeah, how you all doing? You all feeling good today? You all feeling good about mid-January? I mean, who wouldn't be?
I'm a January baby as well, so I'm pro January.
Yeah,
what's it like having a birthday in January when it's like just after Christmas? Does it
miserable
suck? Yeah.
Yeah, your presents get split between like Christmas and your birthday.
Oh, I fucking hated that. I hated that at Christmas time. You'd get some body would come in, normally your parents, and be like, "This is for your Christmas and birthday," and you'd be like, "It's the same as everyone else's." You got short shrift.
Think about the people who are born on Christmas Day. There are some of them. Jesus
did all right.
Yeah. I mean, it did, yeah, you know, yeah, didn't have much longevity, but apart from that. Anyway, you guys. What's that?
He beat Kurt Cobain.
Oh, it's too soon, Az. It's too soon.
Beat Amy Winehouse.
30 years. Someone's just put it didn't end well.
Scream.
Honestly, Az, they're going to crucify you in chat for that kind of humor.
Hey.
Thank you. I'm here all night, sadly. Anyway, look, one of the things we're obviously going to talk about tonight is the bone tempo. However, I don't want to get into it immediately just because I know some people will want to avoid spoilers, and we probably will get into spoilers as we go later into the discussion of the movie. So there was a few other things I thought we might cover first of all, if it's okay with you guys. Because I want to make sure it's okay with you. I need your blessing on this one.
Yeah. I personally
Sure.
think it's better to avoid the spoilers, so putting it at the end is a great idea. That way people can jump away if they don't want to get spoiled.
Yeah. Well, before we get into this stuff, I did a little box office check actually on Avatar: Fire and Ass. I was curious to see how it's doing because it's been out a month now, so it has been
Yeah.
quite a while. And I think by this point, you got a pretty good understanding of how the movie's going to do. I think after a month, yeah, I think you can safely say it's gotten most of the box office revenue it's going to generate. I mean, I'm sure it'll still be in cinemas for a few more weeks, but I think it's fair to say it's gotten most of what it'll do so far. It's currently sitting at 1.235 billion,
Wow.
sorry, which no small amount of money, to be fair. But I thought I'd compare it to its predecessors and see how it's doing. So it's apparently tracking about 20% below Way of Water, which again, not ideal. And that finished substantially higher. So
to be clear, did you catch? Was it? I don't know if it was on Real BBC or on Open Bar, but I was fucking ranting about. There was so many posts arguing it was like blowing Way of Water out of the ocean. I guess. It was really annoying to me because I was like, who are you even lying to at this point? You know, there's
Why
usually
does
a
it
fight.
even matter?
Well,
Yeah, and I was just like, God, it actually sucks that there's just no matter what happens in the box office, they will just lie. It has to be better than whatever it currently is. It's making a lot of money. I guess it's just depressing that it's less.
I believe I can demonstrate this to you guys visually because I took the liberty of putting together a graph that would track the performance of all three movies, taking into account inflation, right? So this is all in 2025 numbers. You can't really do 2026 because we haven't, like, the inflation calculator hasn't moved over. But this will give you an idea of how the movies are performing relative to each other. Here you go. So the original Avatar, when you account for inflation, is at $4.35 billion.
Wow.
When you took 2009 money into modern day. Way of Water, obviously that was 3 years ago, so I had to account for that as well. That's just over 2.5 billion. And then you've got Fire and Ass at the end, which is 1.235 billion. Now, I'm no expert, right? But if I look at these graphs, and if I was to plot a line from Avatar to Fire and Ass, it's not a great line.
You might call it shrinkage.
You might.
I mean,
and I'm not making this up. This is I put all of these different movies into the inflation calculator and plotted it accurately, and this is what we see. So I mean, it's difficult to argue that this is a successful franchise on a good trajectory.
It sounds hilarious, I know, but like this is a bit of a problem because they need to make a lot of money, like not just a good amount of money. So as in, if the next one follows this trend, it might not make it to the fifth one. I'm not sure.
I can imagine the boardrooms discussions where like they'll have this kind of graph plotted and it'd be like, no, see, gentlemen, this is not where we want to be. We want this graph to be reversed. We want the big bar on the right-hand side.
And there will be the guy who says, like, it's only going to make $1 billion on the fourth one? You're like, yeah? Is that bad? And you're like, well...
Didn't Way of Water have to make $2 billion to break even, though, because of the amount of money that was pumped into
I could have
that?
sworn James Cameron said something along those lines as well.
It did, because the production budgets of Way of Water and Fire and Ass were kind of rolled into each other because they were filmed back to back. So there was a bigger upfront cost. And so Fire and Ass, I think, doesn't have to generate as much money to turn a profit, but then you do have to kind of look at them as in their totality because it's all money that was sunk into getting both of these movies made. Ultimately, they need it back.
Right.
Still very annoying, the whole like it's beating Way of Water at the same like pace and time. It's like that is a pretty big chasm of a difference there.
That's just a straight up lie. Yeah, it's not
When
happening
was
at all.
Way of Water? When was that released again? What year?
23?
2022.
22.
Yeah.
That's what's really strange. Like, this graph is interesting, especially with Way of Water and Fire and Ass, because they are produced very close together, released very close together. So the inflation isn't that different between the two films. So the fact that the one made so much more than the other is very striking. With the original Avatar, ticket prices were different. There were so many different factors. Nobody'd seen anything like it before. But this is actually pretty telling. It's pretty telling. Maybe they should add a better story.
Well, there's a 13-year gap between Way of Water and Avatar, and a lot of people were kind of still nostalgic for that first one. So that was
Right.
definitely rolling into Way of Water. I remember seeing it. I didn't find it offensive at all. I quite like some of the father and family stuff in it. But if you ask me now to recall anything about the film, I can't do shit. You know, and if you look at, I mean, we've been saying terminology like cultural impact. If you look at the cultural impact of Avatar, it had a big one. It had a huge cultural impact because of the world, because of the 3D, because of the leap in special effects. Way of Water, though, didn't. It looked great, but they kind of seen it before. And in terms of that cultural impact, that sort of talkability of it, it died very quickly. Lots of people saw it. It did really, really well. But there was nothing in like buzz, no buzz on social media. Nobody's really talking about it. This comes along, 3 years later, and it's more sort of more of the same. So you're going to get your diminishing return, and the story's not exactly evolving, is it? It's like, oh look,
It's like the same
humans,
story.
environmental,
It's the
bad.
same.
Yeah,
It's still Fern Gully. It
Look out for the whales.
It's never going to beat the accusations.
Yeah, I mean the story of Fire and Ass is essentially just Way of Water done again, but bigger.
Yeah.
With more whales and more bigger spaceships and more like shooty stuff. But it's the same fucking story. And Chris Gore was exactly right when he first talked to us about this, and he's like, I can't spoil it too much because I'm under an embargo, but basically everything ends up pretty much the same at the end as it did as it was at the beginning. Like nothing's really accomplished and everything just carries on. Wow.
Yeah.
What a movie.
The whole point of that film was the experiential element of it, of going into the theater, seeing this amazing visual content. That was the whole point of the movie, was the experience. And that's great. That's not going to hold up over time. You have to have a good story. You have to have characters that change and do interesting things. And I think James Cameron could have done a little more there. Maybe.
Yeah, when we do talk about cultural impact, it's like, well, name a quote from any of the Avatar movies. Give us a meme. Even
Let's
name
go.
Name a fucking character that's not Jake Sully.
Quaritch.
There you go.
Blue person.
Spider.
Blue person number 1, blue person number 2.
Well, and don't forget the blatant false advertising. I didn't see a single frame of heel versus babyface in Fire and As. I don't know what that's about.
Oh yeah,
ridiculous.
Playing that.
Disappointing.
Yeah.
So
the fourth one, they need a space invasion. They need like a Starship Troopers. They need the Xenomorphs to land on Pandora. They need something huge. They need something that's really going to shake up the status quo.
The problem is, like, the longer it goes on, the more people are siding with the humans. Fuck those balloons.
I never didn't. I never didn't.
Yeah.
I respect
xenophobic space empire. Fucking sign me up, son.
I just respect Cameron for really taking the joke the entire way, because this one had the traveling merchants, right? We had the traveling merchants in this one that don't really have a home. They're migrants or something like that. What's another name for that? Fucking nomads. They're air nomads. They're already introduced. He's doing full Avatar, and you know what? He's taking the joke all the way home, and you got to give him props for that. If he's gonna have a character named like Aang in the next movie, it's gonna be glorious.
Even if they do, no one will remember it. That's the thing. Like, I've kind of already forgotten what happens in this movie, and yeah, aside from the characters Quaritch and Jake Sully, I can't really remember anyone. Like, everyone talks about the fucking fire lady, like the leader of the fire tribe. Like, oh my god, like iconic. Like, okay, what's her name?
Fire
Don't know.
Rufus.
I nearly saw her boob.
Oh, hang on, I'll tell you in just a moment.
Oh, Google.
Do the Na'vi have sex with their tail things, or their hair braid things?
Oh yes, it's definitely a part of it.
Does that mean they're having sex with the animals when they jack into them? Okay, cool. Just wanted to be clear about that then.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
We're going in
The
all new
horrifying-
directions here, boys.
The
Oh, no.
horrifying reality of
Why
the
Bosch
Navi.
was all
Yeah.
into the first movie. They were riding the horses, and he loved it.
I know they
The
said
thing
they
is-
reared animals, but I didn't realize they quite meant it like that.
Well, the thing is, as well, like they're kind of assuming control of the animals as well. So I
Oh,
don't even know
yes.
if it's consensual. This is getting into really dark territory now.
I think we know.
We know, but we don't want to say.
Well, I've said it before on the streams. I find it so lame that the whole movie is like, oh, it's so fucking cool and awesome how in touch with nature they are and better than humanity. Humanity suck. When we had to work our asses off to domesticate or work with animals in any way, shape, or form, man and his dog is so much fucking cooler than man and his wacky hair penis shoved into a horse. Like, I don't care. I'm just like, oh, good for you. You basically mind raped it. Like, I did. Why would I?
Yeah.
Didn't
We
even use any
listen, but we
Pandoran
don't
peanut
judge.
butter. You just went right for it.
Oh,
But that's the truth of it. Like it's
Hassan's is the
cheating.
one with the shot collar on.
Yeah. Oh, these movies, man. It's just like the more you think about it, the more you're like, no, the humans are right. They should definitely exterminate all of these Navi. They're doing a favor to like the planet's ecosystem. If nothing else, the animals on that
The
planet. will thank
animals,
them.
yeah.
Like, finally, I don't have to live in fear.
The humans, they liberated us from a life of rape. Oh,
Yeah. Oh God.
oh. I want to know how Jake Sully's bits and pieces suddenly work in an avatar. That's what I want to know. I mean, which person went? We're going to make avatars of the Navi, sort of, kind of, but we're definitely going to make their junk work.
I mean, yeah. What would be the reason for it?
Exactly.
It would be
Unless-
like a Terminator that has fully functional reproductive organs. They wouldn't need it. What would be the point in having them?
Well, I know the Jemadar didn't.
For
They didn't have
certain
them.
undercover missions. Drinker.
Jeez.
Right.
I honestly want to see a Terminator now try to seduce someone like really.
Well, I mean,
awkwardly
Terminator
flirt
3,
with
you
them.
got a little bit of that.
Come with me, Sarah
Yeah.
Wait. Oh, we got the inflatable babages.
Everyone loves that bit. All right, it's
It's
great.
It was okay. It's funny. It's quite funny.
Yeah. Let me just bring up this one here. Seems like everyone nowadays has forgotten how to discern quality from enjoyment. You can enjoy a crap movie, but that doesn't make it good.
Absolutely.
Great example for
That's
this
true.
is The Suicide Squad. Terrible film, absolutely hilarious. Any others come to mind? There's like a million movies that you know are crap, but like
Yeah, we'd be here all day.
Yeah, you see
Yeah.
my Blu-ray collection, you'll be looking at me with some weird eyes, and I won't be ashamed. I won't.
Actually,
There's-
so I bought Batman and Robin on 4K, and then I bought the set, the original four Batmans in a 4K collection. And so when
Yeah.
Mel was over, I was like, I gift to you my singular Batman and Robin on 4K. And he
You're
was
welcome.
looking at me like, thank you.
Yes.
it's like, that's never going to get watched when he gets home, right?
No,
And that would
there's
be his failure.
Yeah.
plenty of TV shows I love that I like the crap. Like I'll give you one. I love Relic Hunter, right? With Tia Carrera, Christian Anholt. It's not good, right? I fucking love it. Unashamedly love it. Because it's just one of those daft sort of adventure shows, that we that big gap that we missed after Indiana Jones never made another film after Last Crusade.
Yep. Lucky that.
It's like that gap, that adventure gap. We're going around the world. We're discovering secrets. We're finding the lost relics of blah blah blah. Oh, and Tia Carrera's in a bra half the time, so it's awesome. Oh yeah, the Trolls. That Trolls 2.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That's favorite shit movies would be a good stream. It probably would be,
Yeah.
actually. I like that idea.
It
Just
is a
talk about
really
the
good
worst.
idea. Yeah.
It is a good idea.
I guess speaking of shit movies and TV shows, hey, we've got a Tomb Raider TV show on the way,
We
guys.
do.
May I present to you our new Lara Croft. So this right here is Sophie Turner. She's going to be the star of the Amazon TV series Tomb Raider, produced by Phoebe Waller-Bridge and written by her as well.
Oh my. It's so sad.
See, that's the fact. I don't
It's
think
just-
Sophie looks bad here. It's the Phoebe Waller-Bridge that gets me. That's
It's just
where we're
it's
gonna go wrong.
cosplay. Like the outfit is fine. Like they've got the Lara Croft look just
Mhm.
fine. But it's like the thing that's in it that's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get much better out of Sophie Turner looking like Lara Croft than this, other than significant more changes to certain things. But it's the casting. She's not a good
And
actress.
pointier. They need to be pointy.
No, yeah, I
they need
don't.
to be
It's not
triangular,
a
yeah.
good cast, and it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. That's the scary thing. That looks fine. I mean, the outfit looks fine.
I
But it's
feel like
Phoebe
this
Waller-Bridge, and
outfit's a bait and switch. I guarantee this is a bait and switch.
I do
I bet
wonder about that.
she'll be in this for like 2
First
minutes,
10
and then
minutes.
she'll be like, "Oh my god, this is so impractical and stupid. I can't wear this."
Oh,
And
then
then
look
she'll
at
get
the
into, like,
camera
Or
while
like
they do
she's
it,
in
too.
something crappy. She glances off to a costume. And do you remember they did this in the Suicide Squad game? They looked at Harley's old costume and she was like, "Ugh," in like a locker or something. They might pull that.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet they do, because I can't see them going for like the classic Lara Croft look for any length of time. It'll be played off as a joke, and
Yeah.
We
I
did
hope
we
that-
had in the
I hope
2000s drinking.
I hope they do it. I mean, I hope they do it right. I hope they surprise us all. I'm gonna wait until I actually see it to make judgments, but I fear that you're right, because I like Sophie Turner to a degree, but I don't think she's right for this part. But I don't know. I don't actually like the shirt on her. I feel like it should be. I'm nitpicking. I would nitpick this outfit to pieces.
No, I think it's fine.
Like capital
right.
F or a lowercase f?
It's when you're having an argument with the missus, and then she goes, "Are you okay?" And you go, "I'm fine." You know, it's like that type of fine. It is the Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and I agree with Morley. I don't think Sophie Turner's got a lot of range as an actress.
No.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be a cock with that. Like, it's
No,
all Game of Thrones,
no.
and then the X-Men movies. She was quite bad in a lot of it.
But look at
I think-
Angelina.
I think-
Angelina just personified Lara.
Yeah.
She's great. She's got so much personality. She looks great,
Yeah.
obviously, and she looked exactly like Lara Croft. And the funny thing was, like, I think Angelina at the time had like C cup boobs, and they made her have D cup for the
Yeah, I
for
mean,
the
they
film.
they definitely like padded them out a bit, and
Yeah.
that's fine. Like, the movie was happy to play into that aspect of it.
Sure.
Yeah, Angelina Jolie is a perfect example of charisma, right? And it's not
Yeah.
something you can always define. It's very like intangible. It's just, you know it when you see it in a person. She has it in spades, and she has the screen presence. That's when you know you're looking at a leading lady A-list actress. And then you look at Sophie Turner. There's a reason she hasn't had a movie career post Game of Thrones. They tried it with the X-Men movies, massive flop, didn't work. She can't hold up a movie by herself. And so when you're looking for someone to play a super charismatic character like Lara Croft, even ignoring like the physical attributes, like, you can give her a padded bra and make her chest bigger, doesn't matter. But like, she has to have charisma. She has to have presence. She has to have that magnetism that you expect from a character like that. And I just don't think she has it. I've never seen her demonstrate it in anything that she does. And I don't, as MauLer said as well, I don't think she's got a tremendous acting range either. She can do like scared and intimidated and not much else. And I just don't see her playing this.
Well, I remember people were partially praising a change in Game of Thrones to being more confident, and I still remember being like, I felt a little bit forced. I wasn't like totally buying it, and then I didn't buy her at all as the Phoenix.
Yeah,
No.
I actually think that a lot of times a really good director can pull things out of an actor or actress on screen that they may not have been able to do in other circumstances. And and also a good actor can just go to shit with a bad director. I just don't think Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the right director to pull that performance out of Sophie Turner. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think Phoebe Waller-Bridge is the right person for this.
Well, and
I mean, is she directing, or is she just like show running and writing?
I know she's showrunning and writing, but
I don't know if she's got. I don't know if she's doing the directing duties. So potentially, like a really good director could pull an amazing performance out of her. But you can't pull out what isn't there in the first place. Like, even the best director in the world can't make someone act if they don't have the ability. And I just don't know if she's got it. And as you were saying, I just don't think I trust someone like Phoebe Waller-Bridge to write Lara Croft. I don't think she would
really.
I think she would try to make her she would probably just try to make her more relatable and grounded and like someone that she herself can relate to. She's going to try and give her way more flaws and just take away the adventure aspect of her, I would imagine, and probably play a lot of what our perception of Lara Croft is for laughs. Like, oh, you thought she was going to be all sensual and adventurous and stuff? Well, you know, that's just silly. Here's the reality of it. And then, boom, you get something quite different.
Now, I know that IMDb isn't always accurate until the shows come out.
Yeah.
But Phoebe Waller-Bridge is currently listed in the cast as well.
Oh, God.
Nothing like writing that part for yourself.
Is she playing like a giraffe or something? Or...
No, it's not The Last of Us. You know.
Is she gonna have a car chase where a dude is so in love with her that he's like obsessed and screams her name over and over again?
Probably.
While saying, "Hey, Lara Croft, you just robbed temples, and you need to apologize."
Yeah.
That's the thing I think they're going to grapple with or struggle to grapple with as well. The fact that Lara Croft actually is a treasure hunter and she does break into tombs and steal treasure because it's fucking cool. And she does it for the love of the game. Like she doesn't need the money or anything. And she's not trying to like liberate them and return them to like the indigenous peoples or anything. She just does it because she enjoys it and she likes stealing shit. It's cool.
They don't have the foresight to know that they should commit to that. That should be the story, the character. We shouldn't have spending episodes talking about whether or not that's moral.
Yeah.
Oh, if she does anything, she will steal them from museums to give them back to the shithole countries that they came from, where they'll probably get destroyed within a matter of months and lost for all of history. I would imagine that's the more correct way to view treasure hunting these days. So.
But do you want to go over under on the number of times colonialism gets said out loud in the show? Because I'm going to say
59,000.
Quite a bit, yeah.
Over the course of the season.
Like, even if they gave her a Robin Hood persona, like they really need to understand the assignment here. She's a treasure hunter. She breaks in. She does bad things, but it's fine to give her like a good side. Well, I'll just have to see how the story actually pans out. But it's going to be really easy to go the wrong direction on this one. And I hope to God they don't like ruin this entire show, you know?
I have zero hopes for
if they have one scene where she locks her butler in the freezer, I'll give them tons of points.
I'll give them
so much goodwill just for doing that, just one time. But no, I think Waller-Bridge is she's super sardonic, and like that can be funny. Like Fleabag has funny moments. It's not a bad show. It's just that's her tone, and that's not this tone. Like you can't do Care Bears by Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Like this shit just doesn't. It's not gonna work.
Can't do any Anna Jones from Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
I think the crimes against Lucasfilm's IPs, along with many other people, of course. Remember, she was in Solo, for people who don't remember.
She was, yeah.
Yeah, and I laughed my tits off when she got blowed up.
It's when he's dragging her away and the fucking legs come off.
Yeah, and I'm laughing. I am dying laughing at that. He's crying. I'm laughing my fucking head off.
I will say, like, I think... And I do hate to say this because I know it sounds harsh, but like I think a character like Lara Croft is a character primarily written for men or designed to appeal to men.
Yes, it was.
And I think for that reason, she should probably be written by a man. And I know that sounds kind of sexist and unfair.
Doesn't sound.
Oh my God, you're such a sexist.
It doesn't.
No,
sound
but I wouldn't say this about
because we hear all this. Sorry, dude. Go.
Yeah, I would just say I wouldn't say this about many characters, but I think the unique appeal of Lara Croft is that she was basically created by guys back in the mid-90s to appeal to male gamers because they understood what guys find appealing in a female adventure character. And I feel like writers, especially modern female writers, won't get that and they will try to turn her into something else. And I think that's just a natural result of like the mindset that you bring to a character like this.
Yeah.
Well, I also think that their issue, and this is going to sound dumb, but I think they're going to make it too deep. Like I think they're going to try to give too much story when really it's just a character versus environment, character versus bad guys.
Sure.
It's almost like the last Uncharted game. Neil Cuckman was like, we really got to make way more story. No, it's a dude and his older mentor, and they go rob shit, and
I don't need her. I don't need her to have daddy
all
issues.
this extra stuff. Yeah,
I don't need her to like be living poor because being rich is evil or something like that. I don't need her to be like doing some altruistic like, oh, I need to return these artifacts to where they came from, and I don't need her to be saving the world. I just want her to be hunting for treasure and doing it because she loves doing it because it's fun. That's it. That's
it should
easy.
be fun.
And honestly, I think every feminist in the world, not that they're actually going to be watching the show, but I think they're all going to hate me after this because I agree with you, Drinker. I think Lara Croft should be written by a man. She was written for men. And frankly, there are women who like to watch sexy women do cool things in a way that guys like too. And I'm not saying that like in a gay way, but like,
no, it's a power fantasy. Women have the power fantasies, and men have the power fantasy. It's the same.
Yeah.
Women can look at a strong like a Lara Croft and be dragged into that. Love that idea of being that sort of dominant persona, going around having the fun, traveling the world, blah blah blah. Lara doesn't have to be written by a man, but it doesn't have to be written by a woman. It could be both. We live in this stupid world at the moment where we get told, oh, well, only black people can write black people. Only gay people can write gay people. Only gay people can play gay people. Only women can write women. However, when it comes to men, everyone can write men. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, woman, fucking whatever you want to be. So it falls apart at that because all that's really saying is we're just trying to gatekeep this sort of thing. Lara Croft could be easily written by a man. You could have a writing staff of male and female on Lara Croft. They probably both bring very good ideas to the table that could be played with and messed about with. But the word that Drinkers said, and it is such a basic word, and it's so important. This show should be fun. This should be a really fun show that we're actually look like, oh, that was a right rip roarer. Doesn't have to be deep. You don't have to be deep to be fun. Should be just good adventure. As you said, the assignment's pretty darn easy. But you look at Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and we've mentioned Indiana Jones, mentioned Fleabag, mentioned Solo. One thing we haven't mentioned with her is James fucking Bond. She went into No Time to Die, and she made him a fucking absolute cuckold. She went over that script. He's writing bitch on the cycle to Lasagna Lynch. He's not fucking 007 anymore. All this kind of fucking crap, and then kill him at the end. So she had a lot to do with that absolute garbage script with No Time to Die.
She deconstructs a lot of characters in a bad way. So
I think they're not using her correctly because, to bring up the point that Greg made about Fleabag, like that was a very successful show. It had moments of comedy in it. It had moments of pathos and like quite dark drama at times as well. And she was clearly very good at doing that, like when she's working within her niche that suits her. So she's clearly not an untalented writer and creative. It's just that they try to take that specific skill set and they try to then apply it to blockbuster movies, and it doesn't work. It's the same thing they try to do with someone like Ricky Gervais, where it's like, oh, this guy's fucking clever and he's funny and he did The Office over here and over in the UK. Let's bring him to America and we'll put him in a bunch of really unfunny comedies and just try and just like make that humor work through osmosis. It doesn't work, and eventually he was so fucking pissed off with it, he just left and came back to the UK. And I don't blame him one bit, but it's like you can't just take a comedian or a comic writer or whatever and just throw them into anything and expect them to just thrive and make your shitty, generic screenplay work. It doesn't function like that. And I get the impression that she had a lot of trouble even with Tomb Raider. The fact that it's been in development for what feels like about 10 years now suggests that it's been quite a slow process and she's not really made much headway with it. Obviously, they're at a point now, but like the fact that it's taken so long suggests maybe this isn't her niche either.
Have we gotten any word from the creators or from Sophie Turner about the references with Tomb Raider the games? Have they done the famous line of, I'd rather not play them because I don't want that to affect my performance?
I mean, just going by the outfit she's wearing there, this looks 100% like mid-90s Lara Croft.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
Right?
that could mean anything.
they-
Yeah.
To synergize it all, they're trying to synergize this show with the future games. There's meant to be like a synergy going through all of it, which is a little bit concerning.
Are they still doing that?
Yeah.
I mean, originally it was gonna be like a show, a movie, a game. Like Amazon wanted to go full court press with the whole Tomb Raider thing, and like you guys said, it's all kind of in
Well,
development
Netflix have
now,
got
so.
that animated fucking man Lara Croft with a flat chest, and she's now a lesbian, and all this absolute crap which nobody gives a flying shit about.
I don't understand how the rights work on that. So Amazon Studios are developing this TV show, right? But then Netflix have also got the right to the animated version of Tomb Raider. So how have all these different like streaming services got Lara Croft?
I don't know, because is it Endeavor that have the rights to Lara Croft at the moment?
That is a good question. I'm not sure.
I think it could be Endeavor, and I don't know if there's a deal with Netflix. Like the animated one could have run out. Like they might have made their last one that they're going to do for the animated. There might not be any more after that. I don't think that show did well at all.
It's getting a second season, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's getting a second season,
Yeah.
but a lot of these are already commissioned for 2 seasons before they begin.
Okay.
So
Naturally.
like Velma and stuff like that, Halo, all that kind of stuff. It was all 2 seasons. Starfleet Academy, which we're going to talk about later. It's commissioned for 2 seasons. In actual fact, they're finishing off season 2 this week in terms of filming. So yeah, a lot of it's done in that kind of way, particularly with animation because it takes so long to do.
To pick up this one here, to Drinker's point, men in movies for women should probably also be written by women, or at the very least written for them. Yeah, 100% agree. Like, know your audience. If you're doing if it's like some kind of romantic movie or a drama or something like that, and your audience is going to be predominantly women, yeah, you should probably get women in to write those characters because they know who they're appealing to.
Well,
Makes sense.
it's like as I was saying as well, is because this will give you better odds and everything. But like the super important parts, just like, can you please care about writing quality? Can you please care about the source of this character? Can you please care about what the fans value about the character? Why it was, care about these things, and you'll be well on your way to pleasing the fans in the first place. It's like you don't need to worry as much then. But we're in a world where it's like, well, that all comes second, third, fourth, fifth, or not at all. And you're just like, cool. Like, let me try my own interpretation. You're like, yeah, okay.
And we really need to stop writing to what the social time is today, because these things don't get produced for another year or two. And so you're writing for social times that happened 2 years ago. And so everything feels out of sync and doesn't really resonate with people today. And so I just hope that Phoebe Waller-Bridge isn't like stuck in all that crap that we were dealing with 2-3 years ago that just kind of killed TV and film for, I don't know, the foreseeable future.
There's a question here, actually. Drinker, have you seen Blue Eye Samurai? It's insane. It proves that gender isn't the issue. Good writing is, great character development, etc. Yes, I did a Drinker Recommends on Blue Eye Samurai.
It's a good one.
It's
Didn't you
official.
see
You've done
it?
too many reviews. People don't know what you've done anymore.
I know, it's like fucking the search tab's there for a reason, boys. Use it.
I saw Last Samurai. I watched all of Last Samurai Standing one night.
No, this is Blue Eye
Blue
Samurai. I'm
Samurai.
talking
Yeah,
about.
but I'm just saying on the topic of
Okay.
samurais.
Let's just talk about Samurai for a while.
Yeah, that
I like
was
Samurai,
good.
so
That
it's
was
so
really
cool.
good stuff, by the way. So as well, there's another one to add to your Blue-Eyed Samurai, Last Samurai Standing.
That's
Brilliant.
fair. Yeah, I've heard good things about it.
On this
Yeah.
note of like little bits of information about a game adaptation, Drink Earling, we've talked about it all, but Ryan Hurst cast as Kratos. Very
I saw that,
interesting
yeah.
choice.
Yeah. I don't know. It's funny. I don't really know what his acting abilities are like.
He played Thor in the game.
Well, I was gonna say, so you got him in.
Yeah.
So I went from this is really funny, right? Because I've been highly anti this show, but if you forced me to cast someone and we basically had to rule out Christopher Judge because he's too old, he's not going to work. Even if you give him like full makeup, there's lots of reasons why that can't work. But it's like, so who's next up? It's like, well, I don't know. This is a really difficult thing to cast. Like Kratos is a very like, and the thing is, Ryan Hurst, I'd be like, oh shit, he's kind of got the build, and he's worked.
Is he jacked then?
6'6".
He could definitely get and then he can definitely act, and then him as Thor in Ragnarok means that he would have worked with the team pretty closely and probably knows a lot about what needs to happen. I'm not saying that would save the project or even necessarily help it, but that's a pretty good bit of news in an otherwise horrible project, probably.
So has it shifted your opinion
no.
generally about it?
But I saw that and I was like, oh shit, that's actually kind of a novel and good move. The only sad part for me, I guess, is that if they have Thor in that it won't be played by him, and he was fantastic as Thor. I thought he was awesome.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was pretty good. No, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I guess we reserve judgment until we've seen like trailers and stuff, and and then get to see the show itself. But hey, not the worst news in the world, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see.
I suppose
The way MauLer says that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very protective, okay? Don't want him to make it at all, but they gotta.
If it's okay with some of you guys, then perhaps we could talk a little bit about the Bone Temple. Now, I know only some of us on this panel have seen it, but we can do our best to clue you guys in a little bit about what happens in it. And if we start, perhaps we can just start spoiler free. So people in chat, do not panic yet. We'll tell you when it's time to panic. Don't worry. And then you can run for the hills, or you just might not care. Who knows? But yeah, Erin and I have both seen it. I guess I could perhaps give a few thoughts, and then you give your thoughts, and then we can go and go into more detail with it. But overall, yeah, we were talking about this backstage before we went live. It was not the story I was expecting. There was things set up at the end of the last movie that I expected to get a payoff here that absolutely just weren't addressed at all. There were other things that are clearly set up for the next movie in this universe, because it definitely ends on a cliffhanger, and there's character payoffs that clearly need some kind of resolution. It feels, if I had to sum it up, it feels a bit like DLC for the previous film. It feels like they they probably could have merged these two together into one movie, right? There was perhaps like slightly too much content for one film, but not really enough for two films. And so with this one, there's a fair bit of time wasting, and there's a fair bit of like going over previous ground. But there are some great character moments, and I think this movie, for me, the strongest aspects were 100% the performances and the characters. The plot is fairly simple and fairly straightforward. Like, there's not a whole lot of twists and turns or revelations or anything like that. It's very simplistic. But it comes down to like the performances and the character moments, I think. And it does deliver some good moments. I just think it's not as disjointed as the previous movie was, where it felt like you had two different narratives that were kind of awkwardly sandwiched together into one film. So in that respect, it's good. And I think Nia DaCosta did a really good job directing it. I had no issues with the direction whatsoever.
Is it better or worse, my question, than the first?
It's, for me,
Wow.
it's a really difficult it's a difficult question to answer. It's a difficult question to answer because I don't want to just be flippant and be like, oh yeah, it's way better.
All right, can I be flippant, Drinker?
Sure.
All right, I'm going to be flippant and say it is way better. It's not by any means a perfect film. I preface all of this. It's not a perfect film. It doesn't solve all the problems of the first movie in any way. There are, like Drinker said, there are threads that are just either forgotten, left dangling, or maybe they're going to get picked up in movie 3. Who knows? But this one did address some of the dangling threads, and it actually addressed one of my biggest problems, which was Jimmy. In the first film, you get that first scene with him as a little boy, and then you get that final scene with him at the end of the film, with his maniacal tracksuit wearing Teletubby killers. And you're just like, where the hell did these people come from? Like, this doesn't make any sense. It kind of does make sense with the second movie. And they spend, in my opinion, a little too much time making it make sense in the second movie. I think they could have probably easily cut out a good half an hour from this film. But I did like the two stories, and I think the performances of Jack O'Connell and Ralph Fiennes were astonishing. Like, they did those two characters did such a good job with what they were pulling off. And in the final, let's call it confrontation in the film, it was like I never saw a scene like that in a zombie film before. And so there were a lot of things I have seen, a lot of things that were new, and then there was this one scene that was so unexpected that I just can't wait to spoil you all with it, but I don't want to ruin that part of the film for you.
Yeah. I will say Jack O'Connell is 100% the best part of this movie in terms of performance alone.
Mhm.
Like, that guy manages to be he's charismatic and magnetic because he's like the leader of this cult. But he's absolutely unhinged and terrifying. Like, when he wants to intimidate people, he does a really good job of it. So no issues whatsoever. Obviously, Ralph Fiennes, it's like actors don't get much more reliable than him in terms of delivering a good performance. So there's no issues with that. It does have, as you'll be pleased to know this, it does have Freckled Jesus from Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And she is
fucking ripped apart.
She doesn't. She
God
plays
damn it.
quite a considerable part in this movie. I will say she's probably the weakest part performance-wise.
I am shocked.
It's like, she's not a good actor. She's Sophie Turner level. I don't know why they gave her this role, but in terms of gore and I guess moments that make you feel squeamish, this movie is leagues above the previous film. There are moments in this where I was like, fuck, this is grim, man. Again, we were talking about this backstage, but yeah, there was moments in the cinema where I was like wanting to look away because it is gory, and there's
Honestly
prolonged torture scenes in it, which are tough watches. But so it does, if you're looking for like body horror and stuff, hey, this movie's got you covered. There's plenty of that. What else can I say without going into spoiler territory?
I think when it gets to character development, one of the things that I thought worked out really well, and this is with Jimmy, with Jack O'Connell's character, is through most of this film, he's so brash and raw, and he's just like in your face and kind of manipulative. And then there's this one scene toward the end where he like breaks all that down and he lets us in as an audience to see what it was like to be that little boy in the church, what it was like to grow up and live in this world, and how he kind of became this tortured, crazy SOB. And I thought that was a moment when he really showed me how much power he has as an actor. And that's when he just nailed his character to the wall. I loved it.
Yeah. Because the character kind of alternates back and forth, right? There's times when he's just this terrifying, unhinged psychopath who will like cut your fucking face off and make you eat it. But then there's other times, as Erin says, where he might just sit down with someone and open up a little bit and like, oh, right, you get this this insight into like, oh, he's a very damaged individual, which obviously he is, but like he's willing to let people in and see that. Which is all great, and like Jack O'Connell just nails the performance at every point, so that's all great stuff. There's a subplot with Ralph Fiennes' character and massive dong man from the previous movie,
the Alpha.
I'm just gonna say it, man. There's only so many gigantic dongs I can handle in one movie, and this stretched me to my limit because they are in your face.
Of words, dude.
Exactly.
He does cover up at one point, though, Drinker.
He does, but then he takes it off again. He's like, no, you know what? It's like, it's got to be a prosthetic. It's got to be. No one can be
Every woman is like running for the hills.
Yeah, start to feel inadequate here, but no, he's not the only one as well. Like Ralph Fiennes get his out as well, and like I did not need to see a 65-year-old dong, but we do in this movie, and it's so unnecessary as well.
It's so
put your penis away.
It is literally, it doesn't serve any purpose in the story. It's literally just him getting ready for bed, and like he takes his clothes off and then gets into bed, like still covered in like iodine and blood and soot and mud and everything. It's like, oh, he's fine. He's just tucking himself into bed. But yeah, there he is, full frontal naked. And what a brave soul he was to do that. It just had me scratching my head. Like, why are you showing me this? I don't need to see this, but okay.
But why?
But yeah, so that's the high level view. Let's spoil the shit out of things now, right? Do you guys okay with me spoiling it?
Absolutely,
I am.
am.
Hold back, or right?
Yeah.
All right, I'm plunging all the way in deep. Dawn.
No,
All right.
That's what the alpha said.
Yeah, exactly. You couldn't handle that alpha, man. I thought this story was going to be like Spike getting, seduced by the sort of allure of Jimmy and the other Jimmies and like the cult that he's part of, and like almost becoming part of it and not really knowing who he is anymore, and wanting to be part of this thing. And maybe it's his dad who's going to have to rescue him from it or show him, like, yeah, this isn't you, this isn't who you're supposed to be or whatever. None of that happens. His dad's not in this film at all. So forget about seeing him. He ain't in any part of this story.
Is the village?
Nope. Never mentioned. Never shown.
And like even Spike. Oh, here I am going blurry. Sorry guys. Even Spike is he's not really a focus in this film like I thought he would be. He wasn't the main character. Like it wasn't his story.
I mean, he's in it, but he's kind of like a passive observer to a lot of it. The real thrust of the story is thrust. I can't help myself.
You got dung on the brain, man.
I can't help it, man. It's just when you see it as, you'll know it's gonna.
I saw it in the first film, mate. I saw it in the first film.
The real narrative thrust of this is Rafe Fiennes with massive dong man and Jimmy, right? So yeah, Erin, just
we high five.
Hand up against it and it'll autofocus.
Hell yeah!
There you go. It's probably your lighting actually. Maybe it's not bright enough. But anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jimmy's observing this, but like to go back to the point I was making, he never gets seduced by this cult or anything. They go on their first sort of mission together. They go to like some random farmhouse just to ransack the place, murder everyone, torture everyone to death and stuff. And even at that point, like he's appalled by it and he wants to run away. But it's just
regular people or regular people or or zombie people.
Regular people,
right? So okay.
They break in and like they make the people like give them food and everything. They're sitting down at dinner and Lord Jimmy is just doing his usual spiel and he's like, obviously we're going to have to kill you all. And so at that point, like they're surrounded by these people who live there, right? People who I'm guessing in this world, everyone's kind of a survivor to a degree and everyone's like ready and willing to fight if they need to. So you probably shouldn't tell them you're going to murder them all, but like he does. There's a fight that breaks out. One lady escapes and then somehow comes back because like the rest of them are held captive. They torture them to death by skinning them alive in front of them. And golly gee whiz, this movie shows you the whole thing. You can watch the entire process of skinning a person alive. It's like a tutorial video on YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, she comes back and witnesses the whole thing. Interrupts it during a fight sequence where like one survivor is pitted against one of the Jimmies because the idea is if you want to join this gang, he'll pick people who look like they're strong or that look like they're vicious or whatever, and he'll say, right, you pick one of my guys, fight them, and if you beat them, you can become one of the Jimmies. So he picks the smallest,
Jimmy's
weakest looking. He picks like this little girl who's part of the gang, thinking like, yeah, well, it's probably my best shot. And she obviously beats him because, it's Nia da Costa. But before she can murder the guy, like pregnant lady interrupts the fight, kills her, and then makes a run for it. Spike is then sent to like hunt her down, but he can't bring himself to do it because he's not really committed to this gang anyway. So he lets her escape. And she just leaves the story. She'll never be seen or mentioned again. So don't worry about her. But then this is the catalyst for the whole rest of the story. Jimmy is pissed off that Spike let her go. And he's like, I think we need to invoke old Nick, who's going to decide whether he should live or die. And old Nick is like the devil, like it's the voices in his head, whatever. Right? And that's when Freckle Jesus says, no, you can't just like call him in your head. We have to go and see him in person. And so Jimmy's like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's fucking figment of my imagination. But anyway, she's like, don't worry, I've seen him for real, because it's actually the doctor guy from the previous movie. She's seen him when she was just out wandering one day. She's seen him with massive dong man, and she's like, hey, I've seen this guy with red skin in a bone temple with one of the demon things like an alpha. He's clearly old Nick. He's the devil, right? And so Jimmy, being a retard, instead of just saying, nah, it's probably just a crazy old guy, he's like, oh, okay, I guess we'll go and meet him then. And so off they go to meet him.
But I think part of that, Drinker, is that, whenever you are in charge and you're using mental manipulation and physical manipulation to get people to do what you want them to do, you have a very tentative control when it comes, for a period of time. And Spike's introduction to this group and his ability to accidentally kill one of the guys, one of the leading, most, I think, important, influential guys within the group, ended up creating cracks in Jimmy's control. And that's why Freckle Girl, I don't know her name, started questioning Jimmy.
She's called Jimmy as well, funnily enough. They're all Jimmy.
Yeah, Freckle Jimmy. And, so he sends her out on a mission to go look for whatever. And she sees Ray Fiennes.
Yes.
And it's in that moment that she is sure, like, Jimmy's full of shit. Like,
yeah.
And she brings that idea back to Spike, and Spike's like, yeah, but I'm terrified. Like, what do? I don't know how to leave. And so, like, they start, not intentionally, but she is not putting up with that crap anymore. And then she's like, let's do this. Let's test him, and he goes with it. And that's when things actually get, in my opinion, really interesting. Is you have these two parallel stories. It's when they start to conflict and that confrontation happens that things start going out of control. And up until that point, as crazy as everything is controlled. But when those two forces meet, things go out of control that Jimmy couldn't predict, that what's his name, Dr.
Kelso, I think. Yeah.
Kelson couldn't predict. And that's when the story starts to kind of just evolve and unravel at the same time in good ways that were unpredictable. And I was afraid this was going to be a really predictable film. And once we got to the unpredictable part, it started to feel like, okay, maybe this was planned out. I'm starting to see the threads back to the first film. And I'm going to buy into this for now. It's a great bridge film because the first film was, in my opinion, very flawed. Fun in some ways, but very flawed. But this is a bridge film that takes us into the third film. And it's really how they pulled that film off that'll tell me how good this middle film was.
Yeah. So to give you guys context then, Jimmy walks into the Bone Temple where Dr. Kelson is just, doing his thing. Because the film implies that he actually believes he might be the devil or he might be his real dad or whatever. Like it's a bit unclear because he's fucking insane. But he talks to him and he realizes, oh right, you're just a normal person. And then basically says, hey, I'm in a bit of a bind here because my followers expect the devil and you ain't it. So what do? Basically, I want you to pretend to be the devil. So I'm going to lead them in here. You're going to put on a show for them. And then tell them to just obey me in every respect, and then we'll leave. Otherwise, I'm just going to torture you to death. So Dr. Kelson's like, all right, sure, I'll agree to that. And in between, while all this is going on, he's been working with Massive Dong Man because he's discovered, right, that if he doses him up with like the blow darts that you saw from the first movie, right, it
the
basically
opium or something.
Yeah, that combination of drugs somehow quiets the rage virus and gives them like moments of clarity, and so they gradually develop like this relationship where it's like he starts to have rudimentary communication and stuff, and then he hits on the idea of like, well, the rage virus is basically like psychosis. It's making you think that like everything is your enemy and you have to kill it, right? So if I could treat the psychosis, I can cure the rage virus. And so he gives them this big dose of drugs. that kind of just turns him back into a regular person. I don't know what to say. Like, because I'm no expert, right? But I'm pretty sure if you are dealing with psychosis in a person, you have to like continuously treat it. You can't just give them one pill and then like they're fine. But anyway, whatever.
Well, yeah, well,
So
that's also why what's his face Samson is the name Kelson gives
Samson,
him.
yeah.
But that's also why Samson keeps coming back to Kelson, because there's something in there that he realizes
Yes.
he needs. And
It's like a
that
druggie,
is
like looking for their
interesting
dealer.
in a way.
Yeah, because like when he realizes when he gets hit by these blow darts, it allows him to like be calm, and you know he gets more clarity and stuff. And so eventually he learns like basic words and stuff, and he's starting to like his human personality is starting to come back, and he's starting to remember things before the virus, before the rage virus and stuff. And so it's kind of interesting, as you're curious to see where it's going to go. And so all these things intersect with this big show that Kelson puts on for Jimmy and the other Jimmies. But that's when he recognizes that Spike is one of the group, and he's like, yeah, I can't allow this to happen. I want, you know, the other Jimmies to stop the what would I call him? Lord Jimmy. Right. You've got to kill this guy. And that's when they have a fight and they sort of kill each other, or at least badly injure each other.
The way he does it, though, was pretty smart, because he used the mythology and the religious lore that Jimmy himself had indoctrinated his people with, that he turned that around on him and used it against him. And Jimmy's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know? So there were moments like that felt smartly written. And I didn't get a lot of that in the first film. So it was nice to see those smartly written moments in this film.
Yeah. And so I'll just spoil the ending as well. The movie ends with Jim from the first movie from 28 Days Later. He's now living in the Highlands with his daughter, and they find Freckle Jesus and Spike on the run from the infected, and so they go off to help them, and that's how the movie ends. So Jim is back. I'm pretty sure he got rescued by a plane at the end of the first movie, but let's just not think about that too much.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think we were never clear about that. I think we saw the plane, but we also know that the rest of the world kind of abandoned the UK and said, like, go have fun with your zombies, people.
Yeah. So, yeah, if I was to assess the movie overall, I would say it's directed in a more conventional way than the previous one. It doesn't have that narrative disjoint where you have two separate story arcs that kind of don't really join together properly. And so it works on its own terms. I you know, is it like the greatest film I've seen in years? Not really, no, but I think it works fine. I think, you know, performances are really strong for the most part anyway. You know, it's not a super complicated story. It never is with these 28 Days Later films. You know, I will say we've now had 4 movies in this franchise. I don't really know if I want to see any more. Like,
well,
I don't know how to put it.
Forget that we saw 28 Weeks Later?
Sure, yeah, but even if I discount that,
was
like we've still got 3, and so it's like I don't really feel like it's expanding the world or the lore of this too much. Like it feels like a very small, self-contained story. And I'll go back to the point I made at the beginning. It feels like DLC for the previous film, like an add-on, rather than a really fleshed out story of its own. And I think, yeah, there's a bit of like time wasting in it, and there's quite a lot of exposition dumps. There's quite a lot of characters who are just monologuing to themselves about like literally what we've just seen, which is probably a bit unnecessary. But yeah, overall it's fine. I guess it's fine. I don't think you'll hate it.
Can I just add one more tiny
compliment that I like to hear?
Spoiler.
Yes, it's like,
if you're an Iron Maiden fan, you're gonna find some stuff here to like.
Yes.
Just gonna say that. And I'm an Iron Maiden fan. I love Bruce Dickinson. I love the boys. I love Eddie. Love it all. So
yeah. Does that make sense to you chaps that haven't seen it? Like the way we described it.
Yeah, I mean, having seen the first one, it kind of just feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel like a lot really happened. And we knew that Cillian Murphy was coming back for the third one, and that because that was his, we'd already been told that the third one was his story.
Yes.
So it wasn't. I was expecting him to turn up at the end of this one. He did. I'm a bit confused as to if the Jimmies are acting the way that they act, then why didn't they just kill Spike or pit Spike against a Jimmy?
They did. So
Okay.
they did at the beginning, and he gets lucky and just stabs one of them in the leg and like severs an artery, and so the guy bleeds out within a few seconds.
Okay.
Like it's very just lucky moment.
Right. But you know, it also that made sense compared to the first film, because in the first film, at least Spike was interesting, and he was kind of a brave boy. He was a nice example of a young man who is, you know, trying to do the right thing, who's doing this stuff on his own, and he's trying to be brave, and he's just kind of fed up with his dad and his dad's lies, and he's not ready to go back to that village. And so there's a bit of bravery in this kid that carries over to the first part of this film, but Jimmy's wackadoodle madness just like erodes that bravery and kind of threatens to destroy the boy and turn him into one of the Jimmies. And you could see that almost starting to happen.
Yeah, I wish, like I was saying earlier, I kind of would have liked to have seen more of that. I wish the introduction to the gang of Jimmies had been more gradual, and like maybe he saw them as like, he saw Jimmy as like a father figure, and like, you know, oh, this guy's awesome, and he, you know, he gives me loads of responsibility, treats me like an adult, all that shit, and you know, something that kind of like captivates him and gets him part of that, and then later his faith is shaken. But it's like he never really buys into it. He's terrified the whole time, and there's never any doubt that he's going to try and break free one way or another. Like, you know, like we said, he's not really a protagonist of this one. He's not an active protagonist. He's kind of an observer for most of it. And it's really, you know, Rafe finds his character, Jimmy, and probably Freckled Jesus, who are the main players in this. They're the ones who make most of the things happen. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but to be fair, Freckled Jesus she's the most boring character.
I'm shocked.
And I know.
I think her problem is like she's
boring in everything. Every single thing she's a monotone. She can't inflect anything. She brings nothing. She's got no charisma. She's got no personality. It's everything we've seen her in. Same fucking character every time.
The other female Jimmy is a better actor than her, and I wish she had been swapped out for her. I wish she'd been like traded places. The one who gets the meat hook through her head.
That was actually a really good scene. Like, not that I like to see people get meat hooks in their head, but when it happened, just the look on her face, you really got that. Like, holy shit, she's got a meat hook in her head.
I've been meat hooked. I don't know what you look like when you get a meat hook through the back of your skull, but it's probably like that. But yeah, that whole sequence is good. That's the whole torture sequence, and then she's fighting the guy who's been given a chance to join the Jimmies, and she's kind of toying with him and like, you know, like tearing out bits of his flesh and stuff with a knife. So yeah, they do a good job of making her look properly mean and horrific. So that's all lovely. And I think, yeah, she's a better actress than Freckled Jesus, and I wish she'd been put into that role instead, because yeah, Freckled Jesus can only do one facial expression. She's really scared, and her eyes are wide open, and she's just staring at you the whole time. There's not much to her. So yeah, it's frustrating.
You guys, we just saw his eyes.
Yes, you do. I do have them.
Yeah, be careful about the man with no eyes.
Yeah.
Watch him, Luke.
So yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, the previous film had more emotional impact, you know, with the mom and her sickness and like her eventual death and stuff. Like, yeah, you could argue that given Spike the skull of his mom who died like 2 hours earlier was a little bit too soon, but you know, fine. This doesn't quite have that. It doesn't have moments like that because there's not a character that you're attached to in the same way. This is a much more brutal kind of movie.
I think is a good term for it. It's a brutal movie.
Yeah. But very much setting up part 3, which, like I say, I don't know if I really want. Like, You know how Alex Garland, when he writes movies, you could get something great, or you could get something like Civil War, where it's like you get to the end of it and it's like, I'm not entirely sure what we accomplished with this. I'm still undecided about where this movie fits into his scheme of writing, because it's a tricky one.
I feel like the only place, like if you're looking at the storytelling structure and where it's going, I feel like number 3 is going to be about, okay, we're going to find a way to actually either curb or reduce or solve the problem of the rage virus, at least for some of the zombies. I think that's where it's going, is he's trying to complete the arc of what does it mean to be human and then return to your humanity.
I think at this point, I just want to see a bigger world. I want to get a better sense of like what the status of the world is, because I feel like we're 4 movies in now, and like we're still kind of in the dark about all of this. And I don't know. I think it needs to move on now. Maybe they will with the 3rd one. I guess, you know. I guess what I'm saying is, like, I got to the end of this movie and I was like, yeah, that was fine. You know, it delivered on some nice gory body horror and stuff. There's some interesting characters. There's some great performances in it. Didn't necessarily like move me to my core or anything, but you know.
Yeah,
so
it wasn't the best
Kelso
movie
still
ever.
ticking?
But...
Is Kelso still ticking then?
No.
Okay.
I think it's fair to say, if you liked the first movie, if you liked the original 28 Days Later, you'll find things in this film to like. It may not be the film that you were waiting for, but I think it's still worth the price of a ticket.
It's worth seeing. Yeah.
But if Kelso's gone and he's the one who was driving at least the experiments in terms of getting rid of the rage virus, then where'd you go with the rage virus from there?
So Massive Dong Man is now cured, I guess.
Okay.
Maybe.
Through the power of heroin.
Morphine in this case.
He created a cocktail.
Yeah.
He created a cocktail of things that he thought might dim or suppress, but that's not going to last forever.
I don't know what's going to happen when it wears off, or if that's gotten the virus out of him or what. But like, Samson is now capable of talking and is alive. Kelson isn't at the end of this, so I don't know where they're going to go next with it. I would kind of assume, like, okay, if the world's finest scientific minds with, like, you know, advanced technology and all the resources in the world are working on this, they've probably found the same solution at some point. They just maybe haven't used it or what. I'm not sure.
Didn't the first movie, not the first movie, but the first in this trilogy, didn't that kind of establish that the rest of the world was just like, fuck them?
Yeah.
They seem to be, yeah. But I would want a cure as a contingency, if nothing else, just in case it spreads.
But I think Kelson did write down in his notes what he was doing. So I could imagine that Spike and Freckle Jesus, or Jimmy, when they meet up with Jim, will be able to say where Kelson was, and if they wanted to, I don't know. I don't know how they're going to pull this one out of the hat, frankly.
I think I'm going to track Spike and Freckle Jesus then.
I think he's probably going to run into them at some point and explain that Kelson was able to cure him. And it's like, oh, we need to get back to his lab and get his research so that we can get this cure out to the world.
It's underground bunker that's one baby room.
So combining the plot points you laid out there with you don't know if it's better or worse than the first, and it's just I got like no interest.
Does anyone else have the
Is it
image
better than
of
the first? And you went,
background?
that was it. You lost me.
Especially when you said as well that a lot of it is dependent on the third one. It's like, oh god, we're in that situation, you know, like how long we have to wait for all of it to come together. It's like, you know, appreciate the breakdown, but I just, I'll probably give this one a skip.
I don't blame you necessarily.
I don't think I care enough about this world. I mean, I didn't think the setup was particularly good in the first one at all. I thought, and the fact that they've completely cut the village out. Spike's dad's had the biggest fucking dirt done over him.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're trying to do there, because like at least at the end of the previous movie, he was leaving the village to go and find Spike. Never mentioned in any form in this film. So I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
Probably got donged.
He might have got donged pretty hard, yeah.
And I think this film actually takes place over a very short period of time. I think it's like a period of maybe 2 weeks. It's a very short period of time.
It's hard to tell, but yeah, it doesn't seem like a long time, no.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So was there any further development on the fact that the infected were having, impregnated each other, having sex, having babies?
I
Not
would
really.
say yes. I actually think
Oh, right.
so,
We're going
yeah.
different directions with this.
Okay.
So when Samson is cured, the other infected try and attack him because they now see him as like a human again. And he has to fight them off. So kind of interesting from that respect. But yeah, like beyond that, I don't know. It doesn't seem to tell us much about them as a species now. Like we don't see any more varieties of them. You just see the occasional infected that the Jimmies have to fight and kill. But like for the most part, they're not really a factor in this movie at all.
But weren't the alphas themselves a development cycle of the rage virus?
Yeah, but Samson's the only one you see.
Yeah, the original alpha from the first movie who got all those arrows in him and he got washed out to sea. I'm pretty sure that guy's dead and done. That was the baby father of the zombie baby mama. And I do think that the rage virus has adapted or changed. It hasn't killed people. It's just changed the way their human body operates and works.
Yes.
So I think that's why they have the baby. I'm just like stepping through it here. But I think that like in the first movie, we see the baby mama try to eat the baby as soon as she gives birth to the baby. So that's probably why you don't see a lot of babies around. But I think it's
still
predicated. A bit fuzzy. Like
it's kind of predicated on the idea that like as viruses propagate and mutate, they generally become less lethal.
Yes.
Kind of like what we saw with Corona, where it was apparently
this
super
is
dangerous
28
to begin
years
with.
later,
Yeah.
and we're seeing infected that are under 28 years. So there has to be some sort of cycle that is going on here.
So it could be, or it could be people that have been infected recently, survivors or whatever that have been picked off and bitten.
We think to Oz's point that I think that there's something to be said for different people adapt to the virus in different ways. And this Samson alpha, we start to see bits and pieces of his past. He was alive and unaffected when the rage virus hit. And we see him on a train. We see him with his family. And we see those moments in his life. And so he was a child in that moment. He is now a 30-something-year-old man. And so he has aged with the virus. So that tells us he was never dead with the virus. He aged with the virus. It interacted with him differently than all the others, which is probably why an alpha was able to impregnate that other zombie because it didn't affect him the same way.
I think this is the thing about the rage virus. Like, it doesn't kill you. Like, you're not a zombie. You're not a reanimated corpse. You are a living thing.
Yeah.
That's why if you shoot an infected in the heart or the lungs or whatever, it'll kill them like it would a normal human. And so in the first movie, that was the thing. Because they weren't undead, they would starve to death eventually because they were so just consumed by the rage virus, they wouldn't even know to eat things. And so they would just die of starvation. That was the theory behind it. And so that's how you got 28 weeks later. The idea was like, well, all the infected have now died off and we can now repopulate the city or, the whole country. Obviously that turned out to not work. Now we've got into the territory. The virus is mutated, and like they've got now a degree of survival instinct and a degree of of intelligence, at least to be able to hunt and eat food and that sort of thing. So you can see this idea that they're gradually progressing almost like back up to the level of like humans who can think again. Maybe that's what you're going to get in the next movie. I'm not sure.
Yeah. It feels like that's the trajectory that Alex Garland went with the story.
Yep. Let me just answer a few super chats here while we're all hanging around before we go on to the next thing. Hey, all, caught another live chat. Cheers. Hope Dark Hour is okay after the end of Day's stream. Yeah, he was pretty fucked up at the end of that. He did a lot of tequila shots. What can I say? That's what end of days will do for you, man. In talks right now to buy a couple of rural acres and start a new job. God bless you all and cheers. That's the dream, isn't it? Buy some land out in the country, live there. Nice one. I don't mean to offend anyone, but one battle after another is overrated communist drivel. I don't know. It's not like I ever praised it, so yeah. Fine.
I don't even want to see it.
Yeah, it
wasn't worth the award.
Yeah,
it looked like crap.
Do you guys have any thoughts on the casting about Vivi for One Piece live action season 2? I've heard some legitimate criticism for it, but Oda approved it personally and don't really mind. So I think they've race swapped the character. Is that correct? Yeah.
Yeah, she was like a blue hair, very fair skin, big boobs, and then now it's a blue-haired black woman.
Right.
So it's been Netflix.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed One Piece season 1, so I've still got some faith in them. We'll see.
Oda approved it personally. Yeah, I'm gonna probably press X'd it out on that
with a gun to his head.
Yeah.
Hollywood Reporter just dropped an interview with George R.R. Martin that's making waves. One of the things he talks about is how pissed he is with House of the Dragon showrunner. Yes, I saw this. Yeah, where is it? Hold on, I've got the quote here from him actually.
Their relationship is abysmal.
Yeah, just give me 1 second and I can find it. Yeah, he says, he's talking about his relationship with the showrunner for House of the Dragon, Ryan Condal. He says, it's worse than Rocky. It's abysmal. I hired Ryan. I thought Ryan and I were partners, and we were all through the first season. I would read early drafts of the scripts. I would give notes. He would change some things. It was working really well, or so I thought. Then we got into season 2, and he basically stopped listening to me. I wonder why. I would give notes, and nothing would happen. Sometimes he would explain why he wasn't doing it. Other times he would tell me, oh, okay, yeah, I'll think about that. It got worse and worse, and I began to get more and more annoyed. Finally, it got to the point where I was told by HBO that I should submit all my notes to them, and they would give Ryan our combined notes. I mean, I've got to be honest, man. This sounds a lot like an asshole writer who's just interfering too much with the showrunner.
Also, Ryan has said before his relationship with Martin has deteriorated because George doesn't respect that there's some things he literally cannot do. Like, he'll be like, you need to make this way, and he'll be like, they won't allow me to, production-wise, it's impossible, or whatever, and George doesn't take that as an answer, apparently.
Yeah.
Well, George has also been on record for saying that one of the things that annoys him most, coming from the Hollywood side of things before he started doing fiction, is when writers come into a show, they take a property, they come into the show, and they decide to make it their own. And so they think they can make it better than what the original was. And in some cases, maybe that's true and that's possible. But when a writer comes in and decides to make something their own that wasn't their own to start with, like, I thought House of the Dragon season 1 was phenomenal. I really enjoyed that first season. The second season felt like I needed to just like stab my eyes out. It was not good. So if they weren't taking George's notes for season 2, I'm going to blame the showrunner on that, because season 1 was really good.
I think it's a tough balancing act to maintain, right? Because as MauLer was saying, there's the practical realities of making a show where the writer might insist that, like, oh, well, the actual fucking Iron Throne has to be 500 feet tall and like have flames shooting out the top and
Right.
stuff. It's like, well, okay, there's limits to what we can actually do on screen and not make it look stupid. And so you need to kind of work around that. And like having him just constantly coming in and demanding this, that, and the other, not having any understanding of like the production side of like making a TV show is probably super frustrating for him. But yeah, also like it's his source material, and it's his baby, so he should get some input. Like I say, I think it often involves like a balancing act between what can be actually done and what you need to listen to from the writer's point of view. I think where he should be really useful is like with character work. You know, this character should act in this particular way. They would say this or whatever. That's where he should, you know, have his input, because that's stuff that they can tweak really easily. If he's like, weighing in on every aspect of the show and it's pissing everyone off, then I don't blame them for like, you know, wanting to just say, oh, okay, George, sure, yeah, like we'll take a look at that at some point. We've got about a million other problems we're trying to deal with right now. And also, how about you just write fucking Winds of Winter instead of obsessing over this? I know it's crazy, but
he's in a game of chicken with Rothfuss to see who can not write their fucking book.
Yeah,
so it's gonna be fine.
I think it's worth referencing too, right? They got hobbled on season 2 hard with the 2 episodes got removed, and they had to like maintain, some level of coherency. I still think they made a bunch of mistakes writing wise. We've been over it on other breakdowns on other channels and stuff. There's still plenty of good shit, I think, in season 2, and season 1 was not without its flaws, man. That landing in the it's just, we'll see how it goes. I'm a bit worried for the show overall, but they'll be wrapping up with is it season 4 is going to be the end? I think, with other stories running. So
I guess
we'll see how it goes. I think my hope might just be moved over to the new show coming out Sunday, right? Like I was
literally about to say, like, I'm way more excited for Night of the Seven Kingdoms than I am for like the next season of House of the Dragon. I don't know what to say, man. It's like I respect on an intellectual level like the care that went into it, the character work and stuff. The performances are generally really strong. So fucking boring though.
Well, it's pretentious.
It's so fucking it's so fucking bleak and slow and nihilistic, and everyone's horrible and give me some fucking Lord of the Rings compared to this fucking nihilistic, morally grey bullshit.
Well, on the bright side, you can go to the theater this weekend and watch Lord of the Rings.
Yes, well, yeah, but like they've got I think they've got some like 5 million in pre-sales already. You know, and that's like
nice.
The people that are going to
don't worry, Drinker. Rings of Power is on the way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can laugh at that at least.
Yeah.
I hope.
Fantasy's in a bad place right now, man. I don't know what to tell you.
At least with the new Duncan Egg series. Yeah.
Game of Thrones opened the door, man. It's like, but then it slammed it on its own face.
Game of Thrones ruined
getting through.
Game of Thrones ruined everything because everybody wanted to be Game of Thrones. And then
that's
after that,
Game of Thrones' fault. That's not Game of Thrones' fault.
Yeah, that's like the Avengers shit, or even Lord of the Rings, right? Like Tolkien's book basically set the stage for fantasy for so long. It's not his fault.
But like it should have at least like opened up lots of possibilities for like, oh, okay, fantasy is still a really profitable genre. Well, let's adapt more source material. I'm sure there are like a million different fantasy series out there that people would love to see adapted. And, you know, the possibilities could have been endless, but instead we got shite. You know, we got The Witcher, you know, we got Rings of Power, we got Wheel of Time, and it was all garbage. And now it's killing the genre.
Conan got axed by Amazon because they couldn't make a big, burly, fucking alpha male that kind of dominates when they wanted to stick all their intersectional shit in it all the time. And they couldn't make it work, and it got fucking nixed. Conan show.
Yeah,
that was Jennifer Sulky that did that, wasn't it?
Yeah, stupid tart.
Well, I mean, she's fired.
I don't know. Hollywood it's lost its guts. It's lost its ability to take a chance on original stuff. Like all of the best stuff today, I guess, they took a chance on it back in like the 80s or 90s or early 2010s. And they're like, oh, this works. Let's just keep doing this shit, you know, and we just get the same stuff over and over and over again.
What's so
crazy that like they did the Lord of the Rings trilogy in like the early 2000s, and like nobody was able to capitalize on that and say like, oh, all right, cool, we'll produce something of equal quality and care and respect for the source material.
Not even
And,
the creators of it could.
No, exactly.
Like
Fucking
the
Hobbit trilogy.
weird thing is that they're not having to take a chance on the adaptations. These things are proven winners. A lot of these books, like any kind of Tolkien stuff,
Yeah.
Wheel of Time is a proven winner. They're the Star
The
Wars
Witcher
things,
was a
they
proven
had
winner.
proven winners
Yeah.
with the extended universe, and they said, fuck all that. We are going to take risks on our own amazing ideas. That's the crazy part, is that there was no risk. All they had to do was tell the story that already sold a bunch and just put it on a screen. Look, it's a new format, and it would sell like gangbusters.
Their ego
I'm
won't
still
let them. Their ego won't let them, because every time we hear this is coming out, and like brilliant, and the first thing you normally hear from the showrunners, we want to put our spin on this, we want to put our slant on this, we want to sort of change it up a little bit, and we get nowadays. I mean, they're just announcing that we're going to do a pilot for a fucking remake of the Rockford Files. I'm like, oh, fuck off. Number one, you're never going to beat James Garner as Jim Rockford, so go fuck yourself to start with. But it's like they're playing that lazy game of, every story's been done now. No, it fucking hasn't. It's just you're too bone fucking idle to get creative. And the reason why you can't get creative is because you've created all of these fucking rules around you about who's allowed to appear in what, who can write what, who can do what, that you've crushed yourself. So all you make is this homogenized shit. Fantasy. Every fantasy show looks the fucking same. It's
100%.
all at least with Game of Thrones looked like a proper world. It had a geographical breakdown. The people in that geography looked like they belonged in that geography. It wasn't just some fucking multicultural load of crap. You wanted to go to Dawn, you saw a different group of people. You're up in Winterfell, you saw a different group of people. You go to King's Landing, you saw a different group of people. That's the way it worked. But now it's just like, no, we can't. We've got to hit quotas. We've got to make sure these boxes are ticks, Got to make sure that they're there and they're there. And then you get that stupid fucking Witcher blood dawn, blood omen, blood
Orange.
tampon,
Blood
whatever
Orange.
it's fucking cool. And you got that bloody like Scott-esque guy, and he's with his cousin who looks like he's from fucking Senegal. And it's just like, how the fuck is this your cousin, you dipshit? It's just full of that absolute nonsense that you cannot, as a viewer, your brain is refusing to let you comprehend these worlds, because you don't know where you are geographically. You don't know how the world operates because it's all homogenized. You've got modernity everywhere, which makes no sense, because you're then in the same breath trying to do stories of where you're being, sort of downtrodden and whatnot, but it just doesn't work. And they've done this to themselves.
Yeah.
So,
I would love to give Oz a little applause for that, because that was an amazing rant that is
Bravo,
100% on. And I really think this is why shows like Demon Slayer and Chainsaw Man are doing so well. They're so great in what they are bringing to the screen right now, because it's totally different. It feels so fresh and new and raw, and it's so emotional, and it gets into the characters in ways that we're just not seeing with a lot of stuff that we're getting out of Hollywood right now.
But that's what they do in Japan. Japan play with ideas. You want a manga about blooming fishing. There is manga about fishing, and they make it fun and they make it interesting, and it's crazy. And there's always that element of fun, and some will work and some won't work. And when the stuff doesn't work, it's fine. Do you know what? They don't just go, well, let's just double down on what we've got, because they tend to let things just go to a natural cycle. And what they do is they go back to the drawing board. Let's try this. Let's try this. And they're throwing those constant things out there. And that's why there's always going to be that, like the Demon Slayer pop up, or it now, K-pop Demon Hunters popping up, or One Piece, which has been at the top for so long. And these will always continue. There'll be a cycle where we think, oh yeah, well, this is the status quo now, and another new anime will come out that will just take Japan by absolute storm, and then that will become the new big one. That will become the big norm, and then another cycle will happen, and it's not happening in the West at all.
The New Norm, another great show.
Phenomenal.
It's being remade.
They just hate
That's
their
right.
own audience. I mean, it's like that new James Bond game that is coming out, and I guess the team said that this new Bond is going to be made with modern sensibilities. It's going to be he's going to be a more modern take on James Bond. Like,
You better stream that
Modern
as.
guy.
who the fuck's going to buy that?
I am.
That's going to be
Is-
one for Supercut. I'm certain of it.
It's gonna be amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The trailer made
Yeah.
it seem so good as well. Like I honestly thought they'd let that stuff go, but
Made it seem look so good. The fucking the Bond game.
the first
Yeah.
trailer for it, yeah.
I wonder about you.
It
But if,
didn't seem to
if you're
have
okay with that
stuff
first
in
trailer,
it.
that second trailer surely had to have you scratching your head because
After that, I kind of checked out. Yeah, I
There's
just like this one.
a note in the comments about they're remaking the Burbs. Yeah, I like totally ranted on that. That's insane. Why are we doing that? The Burbs? Like,
yeah, but now it's a black woman and not Tom Hanks, so it's completely different. Even though the image they've produced is pretty much the exact image of Tom fucking Hanks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen the comparisons.
The
yes.
hose and the thing. It's just like, oh, just
the spatula.
right down to
yeah,
the spatula.
get out of it.
I like this one. Between this and Dispatch, Drinker has had his fill of man parts in media, I imagine. At least Dispatch had the courtesy to give you blonde blazer, or Invisigal if you hate yourself to balance it out. Yeah.
Mm.
Well, you see both of them topless, so I'm not complaining. It's fine. What's this one? Captain, we're approaching the anomaly at minimal speed. One false move will be disastrous for the entire crew. Looks at the comm badge. Ooh, a cookie. Let me bring this one up as well because I thought this was very apt. Let's see, where is it? Yeah. Did you see that Gary's got a stream of a Spock figurine that had more views than Star Trek?
If
Let's,
you
let's talk
don't-
about it as let's do
well,
it.
yeah. If you've seen my review for Star Trek Starfleet Academy, towards the end of my review, I get a phone call from Gary. And I keep like just saying hello to Gary, but then I go, hold on, Gary, I'm gonna cut the audio off so we can have a chat. That was Gary saying, should I set up a stream to try and see if I can beat the numbers from Paramount for Starfleet Academy, but all I'm gonna do is like this. And he had like a panned out image of his room, and you could just see like Spock on a chair, and then you put the comm back. I was like, yeah. It's like, dude, yeah, but zoom in. So you've just got Spock on the top chair with the comm badge. And I was like, do it. And he did, and he put it up, started it, and within 3 minutes, I think, or 5 minutes, he had beaten and he peaked at 3,000 viewers, just a chair with Spock on it.
He was messaging me about it earlier just before he put it up. Yeah, same thing.
Yes.
It's like, dude, I'm going to put up this. You mentioned it here, actually. Paramount spent between 6 to 10 million per episode on Star Trek Starfleet Academy. They put the premiere on YouTube for free, and it got
I know
1,300 live viewers.
Jesus.
What's
Yeah,
this
I
one?
don't know what
we-
it has now, but
4
maybe they
times
could
that,
have put
right?
a little of that money into the marketing. Because like, who knew that was even a thing? I didn't know when it was out. It was weird.
Oh, it's just awful. This is because I've talked about this before. Like we talk about, certain franchises being, on life support, like Star Wars and so on. The MCU is struggling. This is what a dead franchise looks like. This is stone cold, dead, buried in the ground, decomposing corpse. This is what Star Trek has become now. 1,300 people tuned in for free to watch this episode. No one cares. How do you end up like this?
Well, the problem is it's not even the same dead corpse. They swapped the corpse because this resembles nothing you've ever seen from Star Trek, except for maybe Discovery. And that corpse is rotting because it bears zero resemblance to Star Trek, except for people saying the Federation and things of that nature, in the same way that the Acolyte bore no resemblance to Star Wars, except for there were some lightsabers and Jedi. And other than that, it was not the same thing in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I fucking hate this.
I couldn't get over how, I know it's a vague term, but the absolute millennial writing of this show. I saw an episode and a half. I was kind of busy today, so I didn't get to finish the second half. It just, the modernisms drive me absolutely crazy. and this is a big problem in fantasy right now, not just the shows, it honestly in the books as well. Tons and tons of modernisms, millennial writing. It's people that have been to therapy a lot. It's a lot of therapy speak. It's a lot of like front loaded. I don't even know, what's the kid's name? Caleb, or what the hell is the main kid's
Well,
name?
the answer is
kid?
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. But I don't
They
know who any
front-loaded
character is
him.
called in this.
Like, look at this
Yeah, and he's
traumatic
got the
backstory that we
personality of a
just like
wet
shove in your
fish.
face, and that way you can forgive everything that he does, because look how unfair he was.
I've
and
got
it's just-
trauma. I've got trauma.
oh God.
I got trauma.
I love this.
What's funny is I kind of like that kid, and I kind of like I don't know the actor's name, but I like Holly Hunter as an actress as well.
She's a good actress.
I don't remember any of the other people.
I mean,
She does
Holly.
talk. She does talk like an old lady whose false teeth are slightly loose. But
Yeah.
It's true. but I'm like,
Elastigirl as ship commander was awesome. I liked it.
but everyone else in this series, I couldn't tell you what their names were, what they're supposed to do. And you could tell that they had like a list that they had to tick down. We need this kind of person, that kind of person, this kind of person.
Yeah.
And they all need to be on the bridge so that there's equal, like everything. And I was just
Everything.
like, I don't
everything
know.
is so. Everything is so ugly and empty
Yes.
and retarded and annoying. And like, look, check out this. I took this screenshot of I took a photograph of my TV while I was watching it. I couldn't believe it. This is
That's
what
so
a
old
starship.
school.
I know. It's just like
I know,
I was about
it
to
looks
grab
fucking
this.
stupid.
This is what a starship looks like now. What even is that?
It's not. It's not. It makes no sense. And I tell you what, you show me any more detachable nacelles, and I'll fucking shove them right up your fucking ass. I really will. Detachable nacelle. What the fuck is even that? Why is that even a thing? It's just like we're trying to do space. It's because it's completely lost its roots in science fiction. There's no
Right.
science in this anymore. It's just magic. It's just bullshit. There's nothing which actually connects it. There's a point where they go up a stair, him and the gay Klingon, they go up the stairs and they're just like, which department are you going to? Science, right, take a left. And then you go left and it's literally just a path. And then a thing just magically appears. They walk through this magical door and they come out with a complete fucking Starfleet uniform on.
Yeah, which
That's
made
not
main
science
character
fiction.
angry because he was not going to wear a uniform and he was
I'm
not
not
going to get a
gonna
haircut
use them.
because he's a rebel. He
Yeah.
was the rebel character, and you knew that because they fucking smacked you in the face with it.
So this thing's just like a pit. Then he goes through it, materializes, cuts his hair, puts you motherfucker, and then it cuts off. It's like there's nothing scientific there. And then you have the transporters. Now they're transporting from anywhere in the ship. So there's a transporter being you just hit your comm, you vanish immediately. You don't know where you're going. How do you know where you're fucking going? And then when the fucking gay Klingon was walking past us, Caleb was being a bit whatever. And then the fucking half Jem'Hadar Klingon, stupid tart, because that thing can't even happen to begin with. She just like grabs the comm badge, like it's all quick. She just goes, and then his fucking profile turns up. How?
Well, this
How
is like
does his profile turn up just by grabbing your badge and going?
This is like 1,000 years in the future, so I guess the technology is meant to be like more advanced or whatever. But it's just silly. Like,
No,
look,
it doesn't work. It doesn't work though. Technology isn't like that. How's the technology know that by just grabbing your badge and doing that with your hand that you are wanting to display the profile schematics of this person that's right in front? That's not science fiction. That's just fucking gobbledygook.
Compare
Right, that was a
compare
really
the
good
ship
point,
design
Alex.
with this one. I
That's
mean,
beautiful.
I'm just saying, man.
Classic.
Like, come on. The production designers, the animators, or whatever, they must look at stuff like this and go, "Yeah, we're never going to equal that, are we? We're just."
But it makes
just
sense. That whole
children
shit
playing.
makes sense.
Yeah,
You know?
it looks
from
practical.
the way that
It
the
looks.
nacelle, yeah. That other ship, this ship, the Athena. Okay, it makes no sense.
I'm just seeing a bunch of stuff that doesn't even join to like join onto each other. I don't even
No, oh
understand
my
how
God,
this ship
it's like there are a bunch of
functions.
flying saucers in the air, you know?
Yeah, those
It's got wings.
they're detachable nacelles. They came into Discovery. It was an absolute joke. It's like, we've upgraded Discovery. Now it has detachable nacelles. You're like, what? And the nacelles just like, they move, they just detach from everything. They're just floating. Like, how does that even fucking make sense? How does a detachable nacelle be a fixed nacelle for a start? What's the science behind it? There isn't any. It's just, we think it looks cool.
Can I just talk to you a little bit about the plot of this first episode? Because I got about 2/3 of the way through it before I lost the will to live and just had to like leave it. So
I knew you wouldn't get through. I made a bet with myself.
I kind of ran out of time as well, but I wasn't exactly sad about that. But like main character guy, his mom is Tatiana Maslany, which, you know, it's good to see she's working again. Well done, Tatiana.
I couldn't even tell.
Yaz.
I couldn't tell without the green skin.
I recognized that face. But yeah, so he got separated from her when he was a kid because she stole food, because apparently that's the thing you have to worry about now, even in a post-scarcity economy like Star Trek, where you've got replicators that can give you unlimited resources. But whatever, let's not worry about that. Anyway, she got sentenced to like life in a fucking penal colony or something, and then he got separated from her and put into like a Starfleet boarding house or something, or foster home. And Holly Hunter was so fucking sad about this that she resigned her commission and left Starfleet because she was that caught up about this one case.
Not quite.
Hundreds that she presided over.
No, it's actually much worse than you make it out to be. So Tatiana Maslany, who I didn't even realize it was with Paul Giamatti's character.
Yes.
Like either not necessarily through well, not consent, but unwillingly. But you know, it's sort of like he kept her fed, and she sort of like hung around. So they went and attacked a Federation supply vessel, and they killed. And Paul Giamatti's character killed the pilot, and they stole the food rations. Now it looks like Tatiana Maslany's character had done a deal that that would spare her, but when it went to the what was a drumhead fucking trial, Paul Giamatti is sentenced to life in prison, and because the pilot was killed, instead of just catching a theft charge, Tatiana Maslany now caught a federal theft charge, which meant that she was going to go into rehabilitation center, which isn't a prison, and you are allowed to have visitors and stuff like that. And then her son would be placed as a ward for Starfleet would you know, put it as a ward. But then Holly Hunter's character went and talked to the boy Caleb, and he stole her comm badge, which is a thing, apparently. They either eat them or steal them in this show. He then used it to open the door in the
I still don't understand this.
And went missing. He went missing for 15 years. Meanwhile, Tatiana Maslany, 14 years later, because we find out 15 years later she's been missing from this rehabilitation center for a year. Has been in a rehabilitation center, which isn't a prison, for 14 years.
That's not rehabilitation.
That's not. She didn't get rehabilitated, did she?
It just wasn't working.
Okay, so what was she? Was she a massive wanker in there? What was going on?
Probably. But
they didn't think any of this out.
But the thing that's even dumber is like, so the Federation's now got this like work release program where if you agree to join Starfleet Academy, which is the fast tracking for officers, right? This is like the Naval Academy for the US Navy or whatever, like the best of the best go there. You could just put criminals in there, and if they do well, then they get their sentences commuted and they get released.
If you have minor infractions. However, we saw him in the shuttlecraft earlier where the ghost from Destiny, because Kurtzman can't think of anything original himself, was scanning him, and it was bringing up all of his charges, which were like, they were like minor, major, you know, and it's going through all of them. Then he assaults the guards there, bites one of their ears off, steals the shuttlecraft, can just talk to the computer and say, do whatever I want, I'm a prisoner. And it went, okay, I don't care. Nearly kills them all by crashing it, which should have killed them all. And then they capture him, take him to a prison. Holly Hunter finds out about it, goes over there, and then says, well, for minor infractions, we can put you in start. Which part? Where's he done a minor infraction? This guy's like a fucking full-fledged criminal.
Right. Well, and here's this other part that I still can't wrap my head around. At the very end, like after the guy, like some things happen with the ship and the bad guy gets on ship, and then the bad guy flees. He just gets into an escape pod, jettisons, and just goes out into space. His ship's been blown up. And they don't go catch him. Like, they have a spaceship.
They have a spaceship. They have a tractor beam, which they just used. I mean, but there again, if I was Paul Giamatti, I'd be praying for them not to get me, because they're fucking psychos. Because they just blew up everything instead of they had all their power back, firepower back. They clearly, by the way that they blew the ship to Kingdom Come, was superior. You know, the ship was absolutely superior to their thing. And instead of like knocking out the engines or knocking out the weapons and shields and then capturing them, they just went, hey, blow that thing out the sky. And then Becky fucking Lynch from the WWE is just like, with pleasure. And then the fat bitch with the blue, because there's multiple, she's just like, now that was a teaching moment, as the ship's blown up and everyone's been killed. And I'm just like, you're a bunch of fucking psychos. Just psychopaths.
I can't help but compare like this trio of main characters. You've got like Holly Hunter, you've got like fat blue alien lady, and then also fat human lady. Couldn't tell you their names, don't really give a shit about them, but then compare them to say Kirk, Spock, and McCoy.
Oh dear.
And like how they're, but like all I have to do is say their names and you're like, oh cool, I understand instantly the dynamic between those characters. You know, you've got the passionate, like idealistic one, the cold, clinical, logical, pragmatic one, and the well-balanced, like, you know, decision maker that sits between the two of them. Great. You got your perfect trio of characters who can play off each other. With these trio of idiots, I don't know what they're meant to represent. I don't know what either of them or any of them stand for. I don't know what they value. I don't know what their personalities are. They're just a bunch of blobs on screen. Quite large blobs, as it turns out.
Well, they're just, you know, it's all just cool. Like the Klingon gal, the blue one, somebody, whoever wrote the show, was like, hey, Klingons are kind of like gruff, right? So she's just going to bark orders at everybody and humiliate a guy right in the middle of a place and grab another guy randomly and just put a bag on the other guy. And she's just going to bark orders at everybody and scream at them because that's what leadership does. That's really good. And then
cannot exist. She's
cool.
half Klingon, half Jem'Hadar.
That would be like
were a created race of warriors. They don't even have any fucking reproductive organs.
Also,
they're literally created purely for battle.
And
so
like
how on earth has a Jem'Hadar got a freaking Klingon pregnant? Never mind the fucking cross species got to work in the first place.
Well, yeah, it'd be like a fucking armadillo breeding with a dog or something. It's like these things
an
don't
armadillo
work.
with no dick breeding with a dog, and then dog going, yeah, do you know what? I'm fucking preggers, mate.
Like the lore, even like I don't know the lore of Star Trek all that much, so even that kind of stuff, it doesn't. I can't even be bothered because I don't know the details. What irritates me is most of it's, like I said, it's very millennial writing. It's very vibes. Yeah. It's, captain, she's not like a regular captain. She's a cool captain. No, she sits in her chair with her feet underneath her while she just kind of chills out and reads a book. She doesn't give orders. She just kind of high fives everybody and like, hey guys, good to see everybody. Oh, everybody just relax. Just sit down. Oh, don't show me any respect. It's fine. We're all just cool with each other. This is fine. That's not what leadership looks like.
It's not how a starship should work. Because like there still has to be a chain of command. Like it's still a pretty serious piece of hardware that you're flying through space at 1,000,000 miles an hour. There needs to be a decision-making process. There needs to be respect for like whoever's in the chain of command above you. And it's just, it's like some fucking like liberal college professor's idea of like what a happy clappy commune should look like in space, where everyone's just really chill with each other and you just go with your vibes, bro. Like it's not going to work. Like that's not
Here's
Federation.
one of the biggest problems that I had with just the start of the show is that this woman Holly Hunter's playing, she's like the dean or whatever of the school. She's not, I mean, and then they hand over a starship to her just for the trip
She
to
was
the
a
school.
captain.
She was an
They
officer.
should be
Yeah.
passengers on
Before
someone
she left
else's ship.
Starfleet, she was a captain. And then she quit because Caleb went missing and she couldn't handle it. So she went off to Bajor to teach children that weren't Bajoran.
Yeah, there was some
but
other weird species.
when they bring her back, that shouldn't automatically qualify her to take over a starship. She was brought back to be the dean of the school. That's like putting Dumbledore in charge of this starship.
He did say
Yeah,
that.
and again, this is everything's asked backwards in this because the idea on this show, I don't know why they do it this way, is that you get on a starship and pilot it to the school where you then learn how to pilot a starship. That's how ass backwards it is. Like in the original, like you would spend years at Starfleet Academy learning how to be an officer, learning how to do your specialized trade, all that sort of thing. Then when you were graduated from that, then you would do a training cruise on a starship, usually an older one, where you would just do very basic stuff, fly around the solar system, all that sort of thing. And then you would get assigned to an actual real frontline ship. In this, it's like you're put on board this flying school, I guess, that then takes you back to like Starfleet Academy to do your actual learning. It makes no sense. It's completely nonsensical. It's just all in service of the plot. It's what they need to happen.
But the ship is even cool. Like it reminds you to go eat because hunger is the greatest enemy that anyone will ever face. So
I was waiting for the little
cool
Snicker
things
bar
like
to show
that.
up.
The captain is super cool. Like she gets mad. So you didn't watch the second episode. They get to Earth and she gets mad at whatever main character guy because he's a rebel. He doesn't follow the rule. She makes like 5 different deals with him. It's like gentle parenting and the abs. It's honestly the best depiction of gentle parenting I've ever seen because she keeps trying to make deals and he keeps telling her to fuck off right to her face, which is what most toddlers end up doing. And then when she meets her superior officer, she's not wearing shoes. They're back on Earth and there's like ambassadors coming and she's barefoot. And this superior guy says, hey, we have to have uniforms on. We're like in charge. You got to have shoes on. And she just goes, I don't want to. That's it. I like to be bare. I like to be comfy. I like to have my piggies out, is what she says. Like, there is no chain of command in this Federation. It's like it kept reminding me of the Acolyte, where they think it's really cool to be like, hey, this institution, this fictional institution that's like really high-minded and virtuous and like this pinnacle of whatever the human race could be, like the Jedi or something, or the Federation, where we've put to bed all these petty squabbles and we've united and it's this amazing hippie future. That actually was bad and stupid all along. And the thugs of the Federation are beating Caleb up for on the prison ship. They're just like, hey, you know what? I'm beating your ass right now. Just because.
They needed a fight scene. Fight scene needed to happen. So
they had to prove how badass he was. Yeah.
It's dumb. It is like,
are you dead? Are you alive? I'm dead. What do you think, you dumb fuck?
I honestly did not know where that dialogue was meant to be going.
I wanted to punch him. I just wanted to fucking.
I
would have
terrible.
taken.
So
you gotta watch
it's not a strong
episode
recommend
because,
from any of you guys then.
Well, I would recommend you catch second episode because you'll hear Elastigirl say that we need to have children at the negotiations because children are the ambassadors of now. That is a sentence that was spoken.
Fire into space. Fire into space. Put her in a fucking.
Put her inside a photon torpedo. Yeah.
Fire
Doesn't the
out.
line, if anything, be the ambassadors of the future? Is what you would say rather than the now?
That's what she said, and I couldn't.
Yeah, as someone who hasn't seen this episode, I'm fully convinced to watch it. You guys sound so excited, enthusiastic, and just wow, what a show.
quirky coffee jokes like, oh, students, there's 8 minutes to get to the next class, so you have 7 minutes to caffeinate before the next class. Like, haha, there was like 4 coffee jokes in the second episode because that shit's still funny. It's just
modernity.
No
It's
one's-
modernity garbage. Hippie
Like,
fucking lefty garbage.
Let's be totally honest with each other here. The only reason any of us even watched it was for this stream or for doing a review or whatever. We never, ever would have gone near this if it wasn't for that.
Oh no, this is all for the
And that-
money.
But it's not even that. It's just like, yeah, it's kind of our job to like at least cover this stuff. And like, okay, fine. I guess we take a look and this is the result. But like, even Red Letter Media, I think this is my favorite one about this, where they it's just... So Starfleet Academy series premiere 12 hours ago, 18,000 views. Deep Space Nine season 1 review 35 minutes ago, 18,000 views.
Yeah.
Just fucking cooked, man. This
You,
franchise is dead.
I don't know why you would want a CW drama Star Trek. Like, I don't like how did they not see, Fantastic Four or Fant Four stick and go, hey, a famous IP, when you make everybody 19 years old and stupid and dramatic, it takes all the seriousness out of it and it's really stupid. But we could do it. We're going to do it this time.
Kurtzman has wanted to do this for years. He said he's wanted to do his Harry Potter in space.
Oh God.
Didn't I say Dumbledore earlier?
It's just like, I mean, they could have had signs on them or introduced themselves. Like the dude who turns into a metal guy or whatever, he could have just walked up and like, what's up? I'm a star football player and you're a bitch because I'm super strong and rugged and I'm going to be the best. I'm the class president. That's who I am. It's my character. And look right in the camera as he says it, because that's as two-dimensional as he gets. It was.
They all were. Why did the Invisigal, I guess. Why did she just suddenly want to become friends with the hologram? And then the hologram is trying to speak to people in different languages, and then she goes, such and she speaks to her in that language, and she says, oh, you speak such and such language, and she says, yes, it's my favorite dead language. So I'm thinking to myself, because I have a fucking functional brain, why is the hologram speaking to students in a dead fucking language, expecting them to respond?
I don't know if they thought that's what autism looked like. Like that was supposed to be the representation there. I think that's what they were going for, or that was their interpretation of data. I don't. But he wasn't retarded, so I don't know.
No.
Like I don't know what's going on with that.
There's so many different things they could have done with an AI that would have felt fresher and newer and different. We've already seen holograms. We already know that they are AI components. We've already seen data as a physical AI component. There could have been something different and something fresh here, but it just felt so recycled. The whole hologram thing, I just was not keyed into that one.
Even the EMT was pissed off with her, right? Like the doctor, Robert Picardo, like it was like, and he's a fucking hologram as well.
But that's just it. It's like,
well, they're not holograms. They prefer the term Pictoid or whatever.
Photonic.
They did that. They did that thing too. We prefer this term. After she called him a hologram, then he called her a hologram, and she said, "We prefer this other term." Bitch, you used the term twice. You said hologram. What? I don't understand how you can then tell him and correct him. It's that shit all the time.
It was created 4 months ago, and to have the profile of a 17-year-old girl, that was her story. And then she said, and the reason why I've done this is so that we can learn how to interact with organics. And she's telling this to a emergency medical hologram that has been back on Earth for 900 years and is now in Starfleet Academy, where in those 900 years he's been interacting with organic people. So why are we having this stupid thing where and we don't know all the other stories of the 900 years and what happened with holographic technology, and which, by the way, seems to be great because he's walking all around the ship. So
he's
there must be
physical objects
everywhere.
too.
You've probably got a portable.
But if you touch him, you go through him. So it doesn't make any fucking sense.
It was like Ironheart. They forgot to get rid of the shadows for the hologram girl. They were like, we just said she's hologram, but fuck it, we're not going to put a lot of effort in. Like, come on now.
Hard light. Talk about hard light and soft light then, and stuff like that. It's very easy and basic stuff to do.
Or they could have used the idea of the programmable matter.
Rimmer with his hard light hologram. Sorry.
Yeah, like they could have created like the programmable matter to create like a physical shape that could be moved and manipulated. That would be cool for this girl who's a quote unquote whatever hologram. And it would also give her the ability to shape change. Like there are things they could do that would be so interesting. I don't think they thought of any of them.
No.
I think to myself, like here's the thought, right? Say you've got bridge crew, right? And one of them is a hologram, because they've become a Starfleet candidate and stuff, and they've graduated. And then, oh no, like there's a bit of a power glitch or a failure or whatever, and she just shuts down, but she's like doing a vital function on the bridge. Oh, well, guess we're fucking dead then.
No, they address it in this episode. You probably didn't get to it, right? But when the ship's attacked, and they were just like, we need medical
flashlights.
ASAP
Yeah,
here.
she makes it happen.
And then they say, the emitters have been hit and they're offline, which has had a serious impact on the med team. And I'm just like, probably not a wise idea to have your med team, the people who are meant to look after people in a crisis, linked up to power outages because they're all fucking holograms.
Yeah.
And it was all, of course, because it needed to service the plot, because they wanted to get the fucking retards into the med base so they could all do their stupid little, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that.
I'm going to shout out what I'm doing. The Caleb guy is a super genius. Smarter than any other person on the planet. Hundreds of years old.
Does anyone really, miss The Expanse? The show made me miss The Expanse so bad.
This makes me miss Star Trek.
Yes. Yeah, it made me miss Star Trek.
Miss Batwoman.
They just went for dumb jokes over anything. I mean, like this is the renewal of Starfleet. Like you said, it's elite. This is the West Point of, or whatever else that they have in non-American countries. But and then one of the candidates is a gal that swallows her own communicator. Like, what the fuck? How do I take you seriously? How do I take this story seriously when you go, these are the elite of the elite, and then you accidentally have the fat girl swallow her own communicator? Like she just puts everything in her mouth. Like, I'm sorry, you guys you fucked that one up. Sorry about that.
Next one is going to be like, I shoved the crayon up my nose.
Well, and then the ship is attacked and the red alert's on and she's walking around going, red alert, red alert, red alert. And Kai was just, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, she's shocked. She's been injured. She's shocked. And then he just grabs her and goes, you don't have to say that. We can see it. And then she just stops. And I'm like, oh no, she is actually fucking retarded.
So in your heads, take a moment, right, and compare that scene to Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan, where same thing happens, right? The Enterprise is crewed mostly by trainees, cadets and stuff. Like they're inexperienced. They get attacked by Khan's ship, and similar situation, takes heavy damage. There's casualties. There's panic because they're inexperienced, but they do not act like retards. They act like real people who are inexperienced and would panic in a situation like that. That's the key difference. And it's just, that's your degradation of Star Trek right there. This is what happens when you put idiots in charge of a franchise that's supposed to be for intelligent people.
Yes. But they painted themselves into a corner because they have this threat with Paul Giamatti. He comes in and they have this, oh God, I hate even to say these words, programmable matter, which covers the ship, which essentially stops it from doing any of its functions. They then attack it with harpoons. They rip into the ship. You see people flying all over the place. You like, okay, there's some stakes happening now. But then the writers realize, oh no, Caleb's responsible for all of this. And so we can't have anyone actually die. So we're going to go, yes, there's a lot of damage. Yes, there's a lot of injured, but 0 casualties, Captain. After we've seen people like being smashed around the place.
Yeah. You see an explosion in a door, like crushes somebody into a wall. And they're like, that. They walked that off. It was,
they're just like, ooh,
lucky.
Again, Wrath of Khan, like lots of people die in that movie. and it's very
Well,
brutal.
he's carrying the kid. He's carrying the crew member. Where Scotty's carrying the crew member.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was
his
his fault
nephew.
because he
And if you
hacked
see
the
the extended
captain's
cut.
personal communicator board thing by just kind of tapping it and I think he made beep boop noises and then he was like, I'm in. I hacked it.
But how? I mean, that was the thing. I was like, how did you go to that communication thing and literally just go, and he was in. Not only was he was into his mother's fucking whole thing. I'm like, how does that happen by literally just going?
But he
It's like
couldn't
this-
encrypt the message, so that's how they got found out.
No, because
And
fuck
he
me, did
did-
happen.
And he did it.
Then,
And he did it at a public terminal as well, where anyone could just walk
The
in.
second
and see it.
episode, I think they
Well, they
mentioned
did, yeah.
that he hacked into the central command like 4 or 5 times. Just like he just is in the first 2 days, he's hacking every single thing. He's just he's the smartest person that's ever. He's smarter than all the AI and computers and everything they have in the year 3200 or whatever. It's amazing.
So, not a recommend for us then.
No, I'm gonna say it's a little bit of a pass.
Yeah.
Nope.
Here's some news. According to Variety, Kathleen Kennedy will step down after 14 years at Lucasfilm and to be
Good
replaced by 2
God.
Disney executives. Just happened, apparently, as it's time to retire the clip.
To be
Yeah.
100% clear,
Yeah.
it's an internal email sent by
Love to see
Disney
it.
studio boss Alan Bergman, and it's quote, I'm writing today to share the news that after nearly 14 phenomenal years, Kathleen Kennedy is stepping down from her role as president of Lucasfilm. She'll remain a part of the Star Wars family as producer on the next 2 films, Mandalorian and Grogu and Starfire.
Yeah.
With this transition, I'm pleased to announce Dave Filoni will become president and chief creative officer of Lucasfilm, with Lin-Manuel Brennan, of course, all that shit. But yeah, I'm sorry, as this looks more official than ever, you might actually not be able to use that clip anymore.
Might have to do a new one though.
Hope you guys like Grogu because you're about to get a whole lot more of him.
Well, I hope
I mean,
you like
we've
Ahsoka,
gone for
because you're going to get a
ages.
lot more of her as well, apparently.
I don't believe this will change fucking anything.
Not
but
a thing. In actual fact, with Filoni pushing his own shit, it's most likely going to get worse because Ahsoka's going to become. I mean, she pretty much already is now the biggest and bestest thing ever that Star Wars ever produced. So
worse in
Yeah.
the sense that there's more to destroy, and Filoni's right there, ready to go.
Put me on the field, coach. I'm ready to destroy stuff.
yeah, I can destroy stuff too.
14 phenomenal years. Sure, buddy.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
Anyway, sorry, on you go.
I was just going to say the one thing that Kathleen Kennedy could have done just to save her own butt is to have overridden that stupid decision to not have the reunion of Han, Luke, and Leia. Like, the fact that she couldn't see enough to override that decision kind of made sense for every other bad decision she's ever made.
Well, she didn't even know that there was an extended universe. So she clearly knew nothing about Star Wars. Like she didn't care to know anything about Star Wars.
Didn't seem to know that George Lucas was still alive. There's that amazing clip of like, we keep asking ourselves, what would George do? It's like,
I'm just a phone call away,
He said
Also, I
local
just saw
Subway or whatever, like, I'm here, you can talk
I just
to me."
saw a comment in chat and it said, you guys talk a lot for people who've never produced a film. First of all, not true, technically. Secondly, many people in chat have produced a short film. So, just keep track of the facts, all right?
On the subject
Number 3, you don't have to produce the film to have an opinion, which is probably the biggest one. It's called having an opinion. I'm sorry if that's
well, I
scares
mean,
you,
I don't need to be a plumber to know when my toilet's clogged full of shit.
But do you though?
Someone shoving a rotting flesh down your throat. What are you, a chef? like, oh no.
You just shut up.
You
and eat
Gordon
the slop.
Ramsay? Shut the fuck up.
You guys talk a lot for people whose jobs it is to talk a lot about stuff. Guess we do, bud. Yeah,
Doing something right. God damn
On
it.
the subject of producing short films, I am actually going to be in London next week for the premiere of MauLer's short film. It's going to be on Thursday, so I should give you guys a heads up. So there won't be an open bar next week, so because I'm going to be down there for that. But looking forward to it. So it should be fun. I think we sold out all our tickets and everything. So we're going to do the premiere, a Q&A afterwards, and then we're all going to the bar And
Hey.
we'll see what happens after that. Yeah, should be a lot of fun. Anyway, let me do some more super chats here. Dark Hour, I know that guy. He's a dick.
Hey.
Says, at least the Golden Globes got one thing right. K-pop Demon Hunters is best animated movie. One might say that it was destined to be golden. Yes, it's good to see that.
I
Back in my head
disagree.
now.
I think
Not
Demon
wrong.
Hunter or Demon Slayer should have won.
Mm.
Well, I think Mizar 2 should. I haven't seen that. No one.
No one outside of China. Didn't it make like $2.5 billion?
Yeah,
or something?
biggest movie of the year, I think.
It's crazy. I watched the first one because I heard how popular it was, and it was not. It was all right, but
I can confidently say I know fuck all about those films.
Yeah, I know nothing about it.
Here's a question for you, MauLer. What's your opinion on the Dark Souls retrospective video by YouTuber Sir Thorvin? And are you looking forward to Dark Souls 2 retrospective from him? Apologize if this is a repeat question.
I have not seen it. There's about 1 billion Dark Souls retrospectives. No offense, I'm sure this one's special. I haven't seen it.
No cone tits, 0 out of 10. Pyramids, actually. Pyramids. Sophie
Silent
Turner.
Hill, Return to Silent Hill's out next week.
I saw your video about that. Where you're like, oh, fuck, this movie's coming out? Really?
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. I think the guy raised the money by himself, though, didn't he?
Yes.
Or at least from a consortium of German investors, which, definitely bodes well for the quality of it.
Yeah, he's got a big boner for Silent Hill. He tried to get the rights to make his first film for 5 years.
I mean, respect to the guy for the passion, I guess. I don't know why he put Pyramid Head in the first one, but
yeah, it's very odd.
Nico says Sophie Turner looks awful. She looks like OG Lara, reboot Lara, and a hipster fused with Satan. What the fuck is this? What the fuck are those glasses and no frontal assets?
The glasses are good. The glasses
they're accurate, yeah.
Yes.
yeah, the glasses are good.
Yes. They are canonical glasses, thank you.
Original Lara, yeah. Movie magic can do anything. Seriously, have you seen Daphne at the Percy Jackson premiere? She's become really hot. Just imagine her with a ponytail. Yeah, but I think she's about 4 feet tall, so probably wouldn't work for Lara Croft. I think. Is this Daphne Keane we're talking about?
Yeah, she's tiny.
Yeah. Thoughts on
What if
Ryan
we make
Hurst
the
being
world tiny to scale it with her? We'll make all
I
the
guess.
buildings short and all the
make all the props on set really small so she looks
we'll hire
massive?
dwarves to play all of the
Peter Dinklage just looking for work.
the world is away.
Thoughts on Ryan Hurst being cast as Kratos? Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I think we seem to be broadly happy that that's happening. But
Solid choice. We'll see how things go.
What I hate most of it, Starfleet Academy, is the cursing. So disrespectful to old Trek. I mean, when you talk about disrespect to old Star Trek, there's a long list of stuff there. But the cursing is kind of annoying. I used to say Kurtzman's great sin wasn't just that he made Star Trek bad, but that he made Star Trek dumb. Now he's made it openly retarded. Can't argue with that.
Yeah.
So she sits on her captain's chair like my aunt sits on her couch after a few wines. Major Grin is going to have a field day with this show. Pretty much, yeah. This is out of sequence. I'm telling you, Drinker Daphne Keane would have been a great Lara Croft. Don't tell me she's short. Way ahead of you, buddy. Because Tom Cruise is short. You'd never know it. I mean, you would know it a lot of the time, but yeah.
Well, it's not like it's an impossible thing. It could never work. It's just that we would rather probably go for someone else.
Yeah. Why is the alien makeup on Starfleet Academy worse than the 90s? Because the whole thing's worse. It's just garbage. I don't know.
Just lazy. It's just laziness all the way around. It was lazy.
Yeah, it's lazy, low effort crap. Next up is they're attacking our stern, Captain. Quick, boost power to the forward shield. Cue the naked gun head slap clip. Who sanctions this buffoonery?
Yeah, she says that. She does say that. They fire the harpoons at the rear, and she says, "Boost shields to the forward." It's like,
who fucking harpoons a starship?
Them. Paul Giamatti.
The bad guys.
Tractor beams don't work, I guess.
They were bad.
I just want to give a toast to the writers of Euphoria Season 3 for giving the husbands and boyfriends that have to watch the show with their significant other exactly what they want. The Sydney Sweeney OnlyFans girl. Yep. They know the selling point of that show, I guess. For the end of day stream the other day, what was the consensus? Does it get a drinker recommends or maybe another category? Drinker tolerates. I think, yeah, drinker tolerates is probably the best I can say with that movie. Didn't love it. It's too long. It's too dark. It's too grim. It takes itself way too seriously. Arnold was miscast in it. Yeah. It's like very much a mid movie in his catalog of films. Bit of an oddball, really. Kurtzman's entire modernist shtick hinges on ideas like racial and cultural divisions, wealth inequality, etc. It's no wonder he can't write a show about a future where those things have been overcome. Yeah, it's funny how they just keep pressing the reset button on that in Star Trek. I don't know. Yeah, Baby Yoda was replaced by Labubu's. Shoot me. And so we come to the launch of Starfleet Academy. For my part, I won't be watching it, although I will watch your critiques. Well, you're not going to get any from me because no way am I subjecting myself to more of that crap. The Jem'Hadar were all cloned from one of Chuck Norris's toenail clippings.
See, that's it. That's a damning statement that when we get paid to trash shit and it's so bad, I don't want to watch any more of this, even though I could make money by doing so, and I still don't want to. That's how fucking bad this show is.
Yeah. Sometimes it's not worth it. It's not worth the money, not worth any amount of money.
I didn't finish Rings of Power season 2. It just sucked.
No, I got one episode in.
Oh, I
Didn't
will
want to do it anymore.
Episodes with the last two, I will say. So
I had the missus with me. We put the first one on, and I swear to God, I was like, if I go to episode 2, she's gonna fucking dump me. She's just gonna walk out. It's gonna be over. I was just like, let's do something else. Let's play Resident Evil 2.
Drinker, for the love of all that is holy, can you please stop raping my ears with that Last of Us 2 clip? I'd rather 100% Outlaws than hear it again. I'm gonna be a dad.
Oh.
I like the part from Saturday's EFAP where MauLer said about the cast of Stranger Things, he's like, they're all drunk on the inside. Wild. What?
I don't remember saying that.
Maybe you were drunk too.
You were drunk on the inside.
Can I do this verbatim? They're all kn the inside.
That sounds more like me. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. You're Welsh after all.
Yeah.
Are you going to ask the drinker if he's seen Fargate? Stargate?
No. There's a great film. There's a great series.
Fargate. Yeah, it's really good. You'd like it, Drinker. It's sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about a roving band of space pirates.
Yeah, I'll send you the like the promo images. It was great.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
What did you think of season 5 though? As I know that we have a bit of a thing of this.
I appreciated that he tried something different. I don't know if it particularly paid. Put it this way, I was happy when they went sort of not retconned it, but they sort of left it behind in season 6.
I just wished I was kind of like on forums and stuff to see the discussions of the times. Like that would have been fucking crazy.
Oh yeah. God, I'll take those days would be great.
Race swapping before it was cool, huh? But like
but then race swapping back. That was the weird thing, though. That was cute. Clever.
Blue says, seeing Bone Temple now. I don't care. I love Fiennes. Lol. I mean, well, you get plenty of them. You're going to see more of Rafe Fiennes than you ever wanted to see in this movie.
There it is, Drinker. Got some. There's Fargate.
I thought you were going to show me naked Rafe Fiennes there.
Yeah, there's
That looks like
cock out. There's mine.
It looks like Team Stargate right there.
Yeah.
I will admit they did rip it off a bit.
Very much.
Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of iconography, I guess, but
slightly. The giant circular portal in the background. I don't know. It reminds me of something. It's so weird.
8 seasons, dude. 8 seasons.
Damn.
Like I said, I dropped off after 5. I didn't see 6 and 7 and 8.
Oh, missed out, mate. Missed out.
Hot take. Best episode of Star Trek of all time is DS9's In the Pale Moonlight, the one where the Romulans enter the war. Anyhow, how do you think the episode of Academy will compare to it? Not very well, I don't think. So that's the one where Cisco has to make his big confession, isn't it? Like to the log, where he's like cheated and manipulated people and faked like an assassination and all that shit. Yeah, good stuff. Hey all, got another live chat. Cheers. Hope Dark Hour is okay after the end of day's stream. Oh yeah, we did that one already. Yeah, someone had mentioned DS9 that you might want to do a rewatch sometime. I recommend checking out the crowd-funded documentary What We Left Behind, free to watch on YouTube. Cool, thank you. Watched The Bone Temple last night, was completely gripped and blown away by Ralph Fiennes and Jack O'Connell's performances. Great film. Yeah, I mean, I agree on the performances part of it. They were superb. You missed my super chat last week, which is a shame because I was announcing Elvis Presley's 91st birthday. Oh, well, happy birthday to the king, I guess. Shame you died like 30 years ago, but that's okay.
1977?
Elvis didn't die. He just went home.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Toilet?
Yeah, it's like
No, he went home via the toilet, MauLer.
in.
As we all do often.
Why are all the 31st century shop designs so ugly? Because it's Kurtzman Trek and everything's ugly.
Yeah. Well, people can't imagine a bright future, which is really weird. Like the old 70s Star Trek is more hippie and optimistic than the new shit, and I don't get that at all.
Yeah.
Why do all the bridges look like nightclubs? They're all so dark. There's neon lighting everywhere. It's
I referenced it in my review. I said that the bridge looks like a 1950s diner with ADHD.
Yeah, let's help Drinker get more viewers than Star Kurtzman. I think we've got more viewers right now on this stream than the whole of like Kurtzman Trek.
Oh, the last time I looked, we had like there's like 8.4K watching. So
well, yeah, but I mean, more than like there's more people watching this right now than are fans of say Starfleet Academy in general.
It's a roaring success, dude.
Yeah, best show ever. I live in Denmark. The weather here is not much better than yours. I am sorry about that, but yeah, you got the same climate. We got like 2 weeks of good weather, so you're not alone. Don't worry.
I just want to tell you, enjoy Greenland while you fucking have it. America. Apparently, we're taking that.
What is the?
I don't know. I'm just trying to get excited.
Fucking uninhabitable lump of rock in the North Atlantic. Yeah, we got to have that.
No idea.
It's Americans.
But we're doing it apparently. Who knows?
It's my lump of rock. all right.
Let's see. Raise a glass for Scott Adams, folks. We lost a good creator this week. Yes, the creator of Dilbert passed away from cancer. It's only like 68, I think. Yeah, sad. Yeah. Shout out to West Texas. Bill's Mafia Beardo Fat. Well said. Couldn't have put it better myself. Yeah. A stark contrast for Sophie Turner in her new role.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's watching Lord of the Rings trilogy in theaters this weekend? It's got stiff competition. Bone Temple, Marty Supreme, Fire and Ass, Zootopia 2, and Greenland 2. I wouldn't really call that stiff competition, but sure.
I've already bought my Return of the King ticket because I just finished the first two films. So I'm going to go watch the third one in the theater.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, most of them are holdovers to a great degree. Marty Supreme's been out for a while. Zootopia 2 has been out for ages. Fire and Ash, that's a month that's been out. Yeah.
But you know what, guys? Don't go see Greenland 2. It's really bad. It's terrible.
How is there a sequel? The first one ended with the end of the world.
Yeah, the first one was pretty good. There were
It's
some
all
ups
better.
and downs, but it was pretty good. The second one, just not worth it. Stay home.
Yeah, I can live with that, yeah. Drinker, strong work on the lineup. Also in 1971, two titans of cinema got their starts. Lucas with THX 1138 and Spielberg with Duel, the TV movie. Cheers. Yeah, good point. Good point indeed. That Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. message was glossed over last week, but season 4 is one of the best seasons of TV ever. It puts all other Marvel TV to shame besides Daredevil. You really should watch it. Yeah, like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I don't know. Why did I never really get into it? I guess it just never gripped me. It came before all the Marvel TV shows, so it just felt like this weird like side thing that I didn't have time for.
I think it's the Inhuman stuff. I was liking it to start with, and they started doing all the Inhuman stuff, and that just completely lost me.
Yeah.
It definitely had its ups and downs.
Yeah.
Like some of these seasons were good, others not so.
Watch Last Samurai Standing. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Good. It's meant to be good.
Very, very. I literally chained the whole thing. It was, I couldn't stop. I literally just went first episode to I think it's 6. There's only 6 first season. I just blitzed through all of it. It has been renewed for a second season as well. That is official.
Cool. What video games would you like to see made into a show? You're not allowed to pick BioShock or Resident Evil. I reckon Horizon Zero Dawn would make a good show.
Dead Space.
No.
Horizon Zero Dawn would get butchered by today's Hollywood. Like they would.
Was this assuming it'll be good?
Sure. Yeah, let's go with that.
I think it'd make a fine show because it was a pretty straightforward story. I think it would translate to a show. You're right that they would screw it up entirely, but it should make a good show.
Yeah, if we're assuming it's good, then yeah, fair enough. What else? Expedition 33 would make for great stuff. Yeah.
You'd need 18 seasons.
Yeah. The Space Marine too. I mean, fucking hell. Henry Cavill, just turn him loose on that. It'd be great fun.
Yeah, I think Parasite Eve would be cool.
Yeah. I haven't heard of Parasite Eve in a long time.
You try that new demo for the new one, Parasite?
Yeah, it was fantastic. Yeah. I've got it on my gaming channel. I did a video on my gaming channel for it. But yeah, I'm gonna absolutely snap that up. It's essentially Parasite Eve, but with a beautiful, like modernized touch to it.
Is it a remake or is it a sequel?
No, it's totally a completely different game. This is called Parasite Mutant. It's got nothing to do with Parasite Eve, but essentially the combat is like the first Parasite Eve game, but the graphics look like these lovely cell shaded graphics, and it's got all the little clue mysteries and things and secrets and all that kind of stuff. It was great. There's a demo out on Steam.
It's fun.
Parasite Mutant. Should check it out.
In all seriousness, Nier Automata would make a great show or movie. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Old British currency had great names though. 4 pence equals 1 groat.
Yep.
Also, I just think the old QE2 tuppence was a charmingly oversized coin. Yeah, I remember.
Still got the tuppence. I've had some of those. Yeah.
You used to get half pences as well, didn't you?
Yes.
That
was still active when I was a kid.
I remember them. I remember them being around. Yeah, I don't know if they were still active currency, but like I had a big jar of them somewhere. So
a local shop for us, they did halfpenny chews.
Yeah. Fucking hell. Brilliant. We're old. What can I say? Avatar was Dances with Wolves in Space. Yes, it was. I was so disappointed by, and frankly, I felt lied to about 28 years later. I just read the synopsis of Bone Temple and it sounds crap. Glad to skip it. It's not crap, but we talked about it in depth already. So yeah, it's worth finishing just to like get the next chapter in the story if you're super invested in it. But yeah, I'm not like eager for the next one or anything. To all, what do you think are most important things to get right about the Joker and Lex Luthor? Well, guys like Az will probably be better qualified to answer that than me.
They are polar opposite villains. The Joker is sort of the embodiment of chaos. He has to be that chaotic flip side of the coin to Batman. Batman's about law, order, structure. So Joker has to be everything that's a polar opposite to that. Lex Luthor's very different because Lex Luthor kind of has everything. He has power, he has wealth, he has control, he has all of these things. But that one guy, he has all of this, he can enact all this change, but that one guy everyone else looks to, and it drives him insane. So you've got to get that right sort of balance with Lex of that instability, but the control behind it, which Joker obviously just does not have.
Nice. Sorry, it's this one here. Evening, gents. Just want to say thank you for getting me through some tough times as of late. Moving back to the UK, but not really by choice.
No.
I mean, I don't blame you. Who would want to live here by choice? Damn. Yeah, I'll do one more here. Yeah. Only bone temple we worship here is Drinker's Pants. Well, naturally.
My goodness.
It's all that talk about dongs again. It's just distracting, man.
It's kind of an obsession here in the chat too.
It's become that, yeah. They've had.
I tried to write down some
dongs.
jokes and never got a chance to use them. I've got an entire list of puns I could have used. Unfortunate.
There's a recent Stone Toss comic about the Avatar tales. The last panel is soldiers with flamethrowers. Well, now you got my interest.
Well, it's a wood chipper situation because of the animal stuff, is what he's saying.
Ah, right, okay. Makes sense. Well, I'm going to finish up there. I think my panel, thank you for coming in for this tonight. We have covered some tough things, particularly Starfleet Academy.
Some hard, girthy subjects.
Yeah, it's been throbbing with anticipation of getting through all this, but, you know, we made
Cock.
it. Perfect, Daz.
The male
Yeah, brought you in for a reason. But yeah, Greg, MauLer, Erin, and Az, great talking to you guys tonight for this. And everyone in chat, thank you for bearing with us through this traumatic experience.
Best.
Yeah, but thank you for all your super chats as well. The ones that we haven't answered, as always, we will cover them on last orders. And thank you to my mods as well for doing the awesome job that you guys always do. Very much appreciate you. But right now, that's all we got for today. So go away now.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.